Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave. Hey.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, that's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect
You
and
got
just
the
fly on.
passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma did march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil, and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing, you lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we've been back on the muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? The energy sky was discussing it's whack.
So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation. Facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground, y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. This cell is sacred.
We said what we said
It's time.
for y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far away from here. Bye bye little birds. They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the room. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirits woke, we realize. All we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our right. We FBAs. Say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been here all along. Foundational Black Americans, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, the fight, the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound, but not our scars. We the backbone, we the stars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know it's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and watch it rise. Rise up, rise up. We the ones that made this nation breathe. Our pain to the power. Our roots are trees. We know worlds. It's rhythm and grace now, and now we're reclaiming our rightful place. Can't copy courage, can't steal pain. You can't inherit soul by changing names. Our story ain't done, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans, still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the root, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Cause that's how it feel when you borrow my culture. Then act like we never mattered. Hip-hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here, it's what see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you're born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear. Not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade, but now the mirror's in your face. No disguise, and you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't own. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, but scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You waved that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. You waving your flag on our soil, we're fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that?
Do you like that?
You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi. Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more agua. Still in my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in disguise. Hate y'all still, hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, suck the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice. Love the results, hate the truth. Who? Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound. How you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, aging on the mic, judging FBAs, but ain't you half white? Talking like you one of us, we need a proof face. The agent type with a prune face, like 50 and Jim, it's a cold game. Throwing stones cause we build our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean, smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, where they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid, you can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the car. Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Point made. No edit. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, what they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back, is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Blacc businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
All right, greetings, Black family. Greetings. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Front Line Blacc News. I'm your host, Jay Krumman, and we're joined with the other host, Lady Che. And we got our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Corey, in the building. Greetings, Shabaka, from the Mile High Income and Illegal Migrant Flooded City. It's still Go Nuggets, Shabaka. And on this season 6, episode 23, Part 1 of the Frontline Blacc News, we'll be discussing several topics. The first one is, of course, those tangibles. Continue to mass up intangible for your vote, Black family, all the way between now and 2100. Then we got FBAs need to clean house from within with the same same intensity when we go after anti-Black racism. Then we got Ashley Gonzalez, that's the pig in Houston, that was calling us a bunch of N-words. She exposes Latinos' anti-Black racism. It's like you got something in the background.
Yeah, man, it's just shit.
Then why the Congressional Black Caucus didn't show up to assist Dr. Candice Matthews. Shame on you, CBC. Then we got Queen shooting exposes the pattern nobody wants to talk about. Afroman is running for office again for president, this time as a Libertarian. Then
Damn.
I will always fight for the citizens of Chicago. Vote for Danielle Carter-Walters for mayor of Chicago, 2027.
Okay.
And we are based out of East Denver, North Aurora, Colorado. We get the news from a Front Line and Black First perspective. We are a part of the new Blacc Media and also the signal boosters of the new Blacc Media. We have been around for 6 seasons now and counting, and have several platforms that are part of the Front Line campaign. Front Line Black News being one of the first, which was started back in 2020, 2021. And Chicago's Black Experience Enhanced is based on the 50th anniversary of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We started on Blog Talk Radio back in 2016 and have been around for 11 seasons now. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced covers the Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. It is also a part of the Frontline campaign. It has recently, within the last 2 to 3 years, moved from Blog Talk Radio to StreamYard. Just make sure y'all like and share the broadcast, family. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube Frontline Black News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Black News. Frontline Black News, too. Oh, DSB shouting you out, Lady Check. Shout out to DSB. Our warrior brothers in the building. Frontline Black News. Frontline Black News 2, our backup channel. Make sure y'all sub to that, just in case they try to take Frontline Black News down again. Then we got my personal page, Jesse Paris, aka Chain Chroma. Make sure y'all subscribe to that, so y'all be abreast to the city council meetings in both Denver and Aurora, and the local Denver events, Denver and Aurora events, Black events in the town. Then we got Lady Chase backup channel, Seduction Doll. Make sure y'all sub to that so she can start going live on that channel. Then we got her main channel, the Revolutionary Agenda, or the RBA. Make sure y'all sub to that as well. Lady Chase should be dropping an RBA sometime this week. Then Shabaka's YouTube channel, Jeanette 1. Make sure y'all sub to that so Shabaka can start going live on YouTube while he has the TV playing in the background. Then we got Jay Militant, our cousin, our local out the Bay Area, who was live earlier. Make sure y'all sub to him. What's Cracking TV with Jay Militant. The link to his channel is in the description. Then we got our brother Kukizi out the Mile High. Make sure y'all sub to his channel, Kukizi 5100. Then we got our brother Breeze Omega out of Virginia, who was live yesterday. Make sure y'all check him out. Breeze Omega, he just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. So salute to him. Then we got our brother, the Church of Black Power, who's originally from Watts, California, Downs to be exact. And now it's in Houston, Texas. And he just surpassed, 2,000 subscribers. He should be at 3,000 pretty soon. Then we got our last but not least, our brother Black Truth United. Came up with the B1 Rolodex, which is a modern-day green book for FBA and B1 businesses alike. So make sure sub to his channel. Then we got Submit certified FBA businesses to the Rolodex. The link to the Rolodex and the link to submit your business to the Rolodex is in the description. And yours truly is in the Rolodex for my political work. And then we got our brother Excuse me. Then we got the petition for reparations. Change.org petition. Make sure y'all sign that. Then we got the petition for the Reparations Act in New York. That Sister Brooke is making a call to action. Make sure y'all sign that as well. Then we got Lady Chase GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate to that if you haven't already. Then we got copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news report, and teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And I do not own the rights to the music. And if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. And all 9 are 10 areas of human and people activity. And that is economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex and war, and some say health and nutrition. And then when you're a Black person or captured by any race soldier, or excuse me, that was by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. Make sure y'all check out producejustice.com. And then when you're a Black person or captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court, also by Neely Fuller Jr., who transitioned exactly a year ago at the age of 95. Producejustice.com. And last but not least, we got racism, white supremacy. It's conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by late great master teacher, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, who transitioned exactly 10 years ago at the age of 80 and would have been 90 as of 3 weeks ago. So, and shout out to our FBA brother Tariq Nasheed for paying for her funeral, along with several others. And Black family, I am on the ballot for House District 8 here in the state of Colorado. So if you live in the state of Colorado, Denver, specifically East Denver, you can vote for me. So support the campaign. We got the website up. Well, the website's being worked on, but it's up. And we got the flyer up as well. Let's see if I can show y'all that flyer real quick. Shabaka asked me to show y'all the flyer.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on. Okay. That's part of it. That's the first half of it. Let me show y'all the flyer. Yeah, that's part of it right there. That's the first half of it. And at the bottom it says vote November 3rd, 2026.
Okay.
Jesse District 8, representation that won't back down, stop displacement in our communities, demand accountability in public safety, and fight for Black Denver rights interests. Shout out to Lady Che for making this flyer. And then it has my party, the Unity Party director. So I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. So there y'all have it. So those are the topics. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. All right, Shabaka. Get this situation with the dump out today.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our top story tonight, there was an assassination attempt on Trump in Washington, D.C. at the, what is that day they call that? The Correspondents' Dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
They did take an individual into custody, so they're whooping his ass right now. They stripped him down to his drawers. Okay. He's out of Torrance, California.
They didn't kill him. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive, but he's getting worked over. He's out of Torrance, California, which is its own municipality on the outskirts of Los Angeles. So I'm quite sure is that the LA County Sheriff, Torrance Police Department, the LAPD, I'm quite sure they're very, very busy out there tonight. So which means a whole lot of people are going to have their civil rights violated. Some will be taken into custody, beaten, because that's how they do things in Los Angeles. Okay. The question is, why did this dude do it? Okay. So they are, going to have all that. So the story is unfolding, and then you got that sick ass U.S. attorney, Jeannie Pirro, in my opinion, who should be disbarred. She came up there talking a bunch of bullshit about, how basically, to put it in a nutshell, family, is they talking about how they're going to start putting the screws to people. So, so they starting out there in Torrance, California, although I don't have no confirmation of it, but growing up out there in LA, man, them people are very, very busy out there. The LA County Sheriff, all the law enforcement agencies in Southern California. So for those of you out there in Los Angeles, be very, very careful, because as we all know, they got a certain way of doing things right here. And then the laptop, StreamYard, social media, whatever, is preventing me from sharing the YouTube link. So I'm pen typing it on my cell phone to get the link out. Usually I used to be able to copy and paste, but for some odd reason, not tonight.
Oh, man. All right, so let's get to the tangibles. So this is the year and the decade of tangibles. Continue to demand something tangible for your vote, all the way between now and 2100. So back in 2019, our good brother Tariq Nasheed came up with the hashtag tangibles 2020. And in it, he was detailing everything that we, meaning the foundational Black Americans, descendants of American child slavery freedmen, we're going to demand from the two-party system. So instead of 2020, it's 2026, all the way up to 2100. So we got the midterms this year, 2026, which is also my election as well. Then we got 2027 for the Denver and LA municipal elections. Then in 2028, we got the presidential election. All those elections are coming up. The foundational Black Americans are going to reject the 50-year-old plus malign neglect policy that has been implemented by the political system. This malign neglect policy mandates that Black Americans should be ignored and only mentioned in vague and non-specific terms, lumping foundational Black Americans into groups with minorities, immigrants, people of color, BIPOC, distressed, underserved, underprivileged, underrepresented, vulnerable, communities of interest, communities of color, etc., marginalized, has only hindered the progress of Black Americans as a group by providing tangible benefits for other groups. In this election cycle, like I said, this year's the midterms, next year some local elections for Denver and Aurora, and then Denver and LA rather, and then 2028 is the next presidential election. Black Americans are going to insist that our needs are specifically met by politicians who are seeking our vote. Foundational Black Americans want tangible benefits, specifically for us. We do not want trickle-down secondary benefits that are provided for every group. Every group has not been systematically marginalized and disenfranchised in every area of society as foundational Black Americans. So we refuse to be lumped in with groups who often assist in the exploitation and disenfranchisement of Black Americans. So politicians must offer tangibles, specifically foundational Black Americans. We simply will not vote for them. Be sure to spread this message far and wide on social media using the hashtag tangibles2020. And that's exactly what we've been doing for the past 7 years, spreading this hashtag far and wide on social media. And now it's in the political lexicon. And now they're trying to say that tangibles is a psyop and all this craziness. Us demanding something for our vote is a psyop. And even Kamala Lock 'em Up Harris said that we need to be transactional voters. I wonder where she got that from. So I'm not offering you nothing tangible, including myself, because like I said, I am on the ballot here in the state of Colorado for House District 8, which has been a historically Black seat and district. And now they got some colonizer in there, as a Lady Che would call her. And she got to go. We don't see that broad. We see that broad like every once in a while. And I don't know what the hell she's doing for the community, especially the Black community. All she does is show up and pander, and that's about it. I don't know what she's doing. And so Any politician at the local, state, or federal level that's seeking your vote demands something tangible for your vote, Black family. And when we talk about something tangible, we're talking about something that's real, something with substance, something we can count, measure, feel with our own hand, i.e. a check, i.e. reparations, in the form of direct lineage cash payments to descendants of America's child slavery freedmen, an anti-Black, anti-FBA hate crime bill passed into law, which puts us in a protected class like the rest of these groups, end of qualified immunity in all 50 states. My state has already taken the first step toward ending qualified immunity with Senate Bill 270. What else? Land grants, land allotments, specifically to foundational Black Americans, and tax-free exemption for at least the next 100 years. They're not offering none of that. Anything that's lineage-based, don't waste your time voting for them, Black family, at the local, state, and federal levels. So that's the
pretty much.
And the amount is $100 trillion for past, present, and future atrocities that have been brought against our people and continue to be brought against our people in 2026. So if they're not talking about the trillions for our reparations, don't waste your time voting for them. All right, Shabaka, what do you thoughts on that?
Okay, yeah, well, it's a debt that is owed. You see what I'm saying? It's not a handout. Okay. And then to show, these hypocrites, okay, well, that happened so long ago. But then when you tell these bastards, well, your U.S. economy still benefits from it, then the insults and the trolls come and all that. So that only means we're getting somewhere. It's an uncomfortable truth. Not that we really care. They say, so hopefully, we might get some idiots in tonight. So everybody keep the wrench ready and just go oops upside the head. You say, yeah. And then on top of it,
like some power tools. Keep that leaf blower and always carry your steel. Power tools.
Oh yeah.
No matter
like the man said,
there's no excuse for not being ready to put in some work.
Exactly, because see, this is all what it's going to boil down, and then also too to all the ass scratchers, yassa bosses, coons out there. I'm not going to say your names on it because I've been tagging your like pages, calling you what you are, and telling them to quit yassa bossing. But they have a problem with that, and I've been getting a lot of hateful ass responses. I wonder why.
A lot of yes bosses have a problem with that, Shabaka.
And this is what we were saying, Brother Che, way back when we was with that other network that I'm not going to mention. Yeah. Say the chain is no longer on our bodies; it's on our fucking brains. You see what I'm saying?
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people told us that.
Yeah. You see. Hey, we got Michael in the house in the comments. Greetings to you there, Michael. Thank you for your great work. We're doing all right. We got Deuce in the quarter with us. Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Huh? Terrible things. You feel attention.
Can you hear Lady Chase, Shabaka?
Barely, yeah. She sounds far away.
Yeah, she was coming far.
Okay.
She basically would echo what I said.
Oh, okay. You pretty much covered it all.
Yeah.
So the one thing I do want to remind people of is it is midway midterm season as well as certain other elections happening. It is important for everybody to read. You got to read on everybody who's coming in or out of office. And I would like to see. What I would like to see personally is we rid ourselves of all these older legacy seat holders.
Yeah, like Clybourne.
Like the ones who've been sitting there for 20, 30 years plus. They gotta go. And they can't give an excuse because there really isn't a good excuse to keep them. Right. I would just like to see some new, fresh people up in there. Just see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't work out, you can always You can always vote the older fellas back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The office. Is that like
Oh, it's not your door.
Yeah.
So that's what I like.
Okay, so
if you are gonna vote to get some of these legacy holders out. Because you know for a fact they haven't done anything for your district.
Right. Like Clybourne. I don't know why they keep electing him.
Like, yeah.
yeah. And so then also too, ladies and gentlemen, is that the climate.
We got Kahari in the building.
Hey, greetings, Kahari. Greetings. Okay, I see, our brother Jay Dizzle is live. He's not doing it live, but they just showing him live on Facebook. And he says, I'm calling cap on this shooting.
Oh, yeah. He said,
that's
on live later. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Jay said he's doing it live later, or is that Kahari?
Kahari.
Yeah, and Kahari says, okay, Kahari, it's all good. And then also, too, the sad part about it is that with all this bed winching out here, I want some of you bed winches to come up here and get the business. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because, you're allowing your temple to be entered by your oppressor, okay? And they got you brainwashed, figuring I don't see color and all that, but you could best believe color sees us, okay? It's because of what's happening, from my assumption of what's happening in Los Angeles tonight, out there in Torrance, so they're going to be jacking up a whole lot of the brothers. Yep. They'll say, and that there's
Val Hawkins in the building. Salute.
Okay. And Val Hawkins, 1954. How you be? So the only thing I can say, people, this is the more reason why we got to do for ourselves, okay? Because these Nabiscos ain't got no love for us, man. No, they don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so who knows? Maybe the Nabiscos could go take their tethered bed winches. You know what I'm saying? and remember, bed winches.
That's the of the bed winches, Shabaka. There's a bunch of damn tethers.
Oh yeah, and then for all you troglodytes who's been insulting me on my page, come sit your ass out here in the sun. Let me see. On June the 25th in exactly 60 days. Okay.
Come out there in 2 months with a wind chill of 120 degrees.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. And then you would have the insulation effect too, which is when the sun goes down, the ground kicks the heat back up into the atmosphere. You see what I mean?
That's called the heat island effect.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? And I don't hate nobody. But I'll be damned if y'all gonna sit up here, come on our platforms, insult me with all kind of stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Sorry, I don't have the Rodney King.
Can we all just get along?
Oh, yeah. See, that's bullshit.
Ladies,
and the nightstick.
Because you keep responding to them instead of doing like I told you.
And he directly asked for that.
Oh, okay. He said you directly asked for that.
Well, they get kicked out the studio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all that happens. You know what I'm saying? And then too,
it's most likely to control you. In other words, funders will give you money by diluting your language-based claims for race-based remedies.
And then on top of that there, Michael, they will take you out there to Hollywood, get you twisted, You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's another thing they do too. Okay, he says that is why these disaggregated data for American freedmen are important, because most immigrants want to erase FBAs and identify as Black. It ain't happening.
All of a sudden,
You motherfuckers ain't gonna get a damn race card from me.
The same ones that was me no black, Shabaka, me no black.
Yeah, exactly. And then for all you capitulating ass motherfuckers over there on the continent, you can kiss my ass too. You motherfuckers are capitulating. Okay.
That includes me no black. I'm no black.
Yeah, particularly them bastards.
I'm Black, yeah, but I'm not Black there. Everybody Black where I'm from. But over
yeah, you see. So only thing I could say is take your Black ass out there to Los Angeles and get pulled over by the LAPD, and they will reaffirm who your Black ass is.
Me no
Pow,
FBA.
ping, and a nightstick glides gracefully upside your head. Okay, Black people help me. Black people help me. Pow, ping. You know what I'm saying?
Don't treat me like them FBAs. Don't treat me like that. I'm from Ghana. I'm from
pow, ping. You know what I'm saying? And get your tether ass out of here. Is because. And who was that ragged ass broad we had up there, Brother Che, a few months back? Oh, I'm just here to take.
The Ugandan. She was from Uganda. The home of Idi Amin. Dada. Nobody
fooled Big Daddy. Yeah. Idi Amin was a gas, and I do appreciate President Museveni of what he told Biden's representative coming up there with that alphabetized shit, man. Shake the spot, man. Raise up out the neighborhood, motherfucker. And then he went back to his desk and looked back up at him and told him, "You still here?" Yeah.
That's that for the tangible, Shabaki.
Yeah, so just give us the whole fucking Federal Reserve Bank, because this here is the tangibles for the suffering, plus the interest that's accumulated on it. And you motherfucking Nabiscos are still benefiting from it today, just off the law of macroeconomics. But you don't want to hear that. You see what I'm saying?
That money been parlayed for centuries. So,
yes, sir.
In closing, if you're going to vote, demand something tangible for your vote from any politician taking your vote, including myself. If I'm not offering no tangibles, don't waste your time voting for me. Like I said, I'm a candidate on the ballot for House District 8, and including myself. If I'm not offering nothing tangible at the local, state, or federal level, don't waste your time voting.
Exactly. And then too, Brother Che, you could use that to parlay you into the U.S. Congress.
Yeah. I sure could. I could use that to parlay into a lot of things, Shabaki. But that's
exactly.
For a whole nother time. All right, so finishing.
Yeah, brother, but you got youth. Yeah, you got youth on your side. Go ahead and do it. You know.
Right. Here's the Reparation Perspective YouTube channel. I'm subscribed to her channel, Michael.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm already subscribed, but I'll check it out, Michael. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next topic, and that is FBAs need to clean house from within with the same intensity we go after anti-Black racism. So
yes, sir. And get the spick and span Dawn dish detergent by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying?
So a good brother out of Houston, out of H-Town, is gonna give us an update on that.
In Black America, we are noticing something, not only that after the 2024 election, that we said that, okay, we're taking a step back. We are assessing the landscape. We're not running out there to save nobody unless we would go come out here and to save ourselves. People attacked us for that, said we were selfish, we were wrong. You know, it's not about just you. And yes, it is about you. It is about me as FBA, right? We have never prioritized ourselves. We've always felt that we got to go out here and make sacrifice after sacrifice, and maybe in the sweet by and by, people will be okay with us. But what we have actually done by saying, you know what, everybody on their own, you do your thing, we do our thing, right? What we have done is finally respect ourselves. We're respecting ourselves because now we're taking care of self. Because as we talked about on the other stream with the Ashley Gonzalez situation, it just took 2 days with us mobilizing and getting together all on social media and also in the street to make something happen. Didn't take long at all. Even they were trying to do backroom deals. We as a community need to continue that momentum and continue to let other groups know, don't look this way, because we have so many issues and problems in Black America. We have an issue with the Black preacher. We need to mobilize against him. And I know that fight is going to be very hard.
Just follow the example of New Era Detroit and go up there and whoop his ass.
For that Black preacher. They don't look at what is his works, like the Lord. The Lord is going to judge him based on his works and what he's doing.
Jack preacher up out of
and if your preacher is not out here like Jesus was, listen, being a Christian is being a follower of Christ, right? If you are a follower of Christ, what did Christ do? He wasn't in the temple every day, all day, every Sunday, doing revivals and all of that. He was out in the street.
Right.
He was visiting the sick. He was performing miracles. He was preaching to the people.
That's right.
His disciples, when he was on the earth, they was out there in the street. They wasn't in the temple.
Well,
the work is out there. But this preacher is just sitting in the church house, collecting money, got the nerves to say lock the doors,
and then they're gonna
close the doors, because some people need to donate $1,000. I mean, the craziness that's being said.
Remember the outlaws trying to tell us? Remember the outlaws are trying to tell us that he didn't say that? I said, yes, he did. He said, lock the doors, close the doors. Why would you close the doors? That's kidnapping. No, he didn't say lock the doors. He said close the doors. Either way, why would they do that? That's extortion.
Okay.
Like you said.
Okay, and also too, it is a form of kidnapping, is because you are preventing somebody from exercising their freedom of movement.
Kidnapping and extortion.
Exactly. So that's 2 felonies that motherfucker should have been brought up on right there. You see, you know,
nobody,
and then
nobody leave until they donate. Nobody.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, you see, and I tell you one damn thing, a motherfucker wouldn't have did that to me.
Right.
Because I would have.
You're not raising $1,000 to say because we want to start a nice daycare center for our children. You're not raising $1,000 to say because this community need a clinic, this community need a hospital, this community need a supermarket, or we can get good food. You're not raising money for any of that. That's helping out the community.
Right.
You raising money talking about a building fund that never ends.
Exactly.
We have been having a problem. We got to address these issues. And I told y'all before, we are great at mobilizing, fighting against racism. We're great at that. But we are horrible at fighting the internal enemies of Black America. And I'm going to always preach that Black politician and that Black preacher, that's our 2 greatest enemies within. It's not the quote unquote hood rat. It's not even quote unquote the thugs. It is that politician and that preacher, because both of them work for white supremacy to maintain the status quo.
Yep.
The Congressional Black Caucus goes everywhere else but to the Black communities. You can look at them and tell they are the elite class. They ain't coming around regular Black people. We got to clean this up, brothers and sisters. We got to. And we can easily clean up that politician. But the only way we can do that, like Julius Malema said about the EFF a long time ago, what's if you're not registered to vote, how you gonna be a part of the EFF? Everybody got to vote, because how we gonna move things? How we gonna get things done? And in Black America, we all need to be registered to vote so we can go make moves in our city, in our county, in our state. because the greatest politics is local. And we got to not look at the Democrat Party. We got to start saying, hey, this brother's smart, this sister's smart. We riding with them. They from the grassroots. We got to have grassroots politicians who are not going to turn when they get in office. Basically, it's like this. We got to have somebody that when they get in and they're going to say, oh, you can't do this. And then that kind of person like, hey, man, I got a phone call from this person telling me what I can't do. What I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm about to do. You got to have that kind of person in office who will get some things done. And especially in cities where black people are dominant, it's no excuse for black people not to get things. Let's call it what it is. There's no excuse for black people not to get reparations in black dominated cities. Let's say like Detroit, very black dominated city. It don't make sense why Detroit don't do reparations. It don't make sense a city like Atlanta don't do reparations. Let's give you an example. Any city like that should be able to do reparations on a local level. You understand? We have seniors who are struggling. And these black politicians and black preachers not trying to help the seniors in our community. We're going to have to do a hard reset in this community, brothers and sisters. The same intensity that we take against the Ashley Gonzalez of the world and the white supremacists of the world is the same intensity that we got to take to this preacher and to this politician. Mm-hmm. And yes, we're going to have to fight through a good horde of people who are lost in our community because you're lost. If you believe in that politician, that black politician, that Democrat black politician, and think they're a good guy, a good lady, you believe in the boule, you believe in this black preacher, after 60 years, you are lost. And we gotta make sure the agenda get done. Because all those entities I'm talking about wants to keep the status quo. The status quo is they get a check for keeping you at the bottom. We would not be where we at right now if everybody was on code. Once again, notice the boule didn't say nothing about Ashley Gonzalez, did they? Not a now one of them. Nope. The black preachers wasn't coming out. Nope. Even they wasn't. Now you had one black preacher. Let me be fair. There was one black preacher here in Houston that said something. One. You know how many black preachers you got here in Houston? Plenty. Why is it only one black preacher said something? That don't make sense. All them black politicians, they should have been out there. Should have been saying something. If anything, get on their platform. All of them got social media. Get on their platform and say their piece and how they feel and what's not going to be tolerated and what they going to do in their capacity to make sure this don't happen even again. We as a community got to start enforcing that on these black politicians and tell them if you're not going to do for black people, you're going to be out of there. Election day is coming. Let me tell you something. Midterms is coming. All of you need to be registered to vote. All of you. You can talk all day online and go in on them, but if you're not registered to vote, sometimes we got to do a protest vote. Sometimes, and the greatest way to get rid of people is in the primary. I told y'all that's the best way to get rid of people. And when they have early voting, go do early voting the first day, the first weekend. Go do it then. What people did here in Texas, they wanted to wait till the day of to vote. I don't know why anybody would wait till the day of to vote. And it was so much confusion because you had to vote in your precinct. You couldn't vote wherever you wanted, like you used to. But early voting, you can vote wherever you wanted to. There may be candidates who we may need to run from the grassroots. And we got to all be registered to vote so we can vote for them and also try to put some money in their pocket. At least shoot $20, $30 so they can do their campaign. And local elections are actually more winnable. It just depends on where you're at. Now, I know when you're in the bigger cities like we are here, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But some smaller towns, you know what I'm saying? People got to come out to vote if we want to change America. Because we don't have no other country that we are part of.
Uncle Phil.
So we got to make it work right here. A lot of brothers and sisters coming back to the South. You need to get involved too.
Uncle Phil, you don't know any better.
This is our time to do for self now. And the Democrat Party, they are nervous about this. Why? Because they need us dependent on them. With Democrats, you probably could have had that if you'd done right by black people, but you never have. You're no different than the Republicans. You're always talking about how racist the Republicans are. You are the same. Because both of you want to maintain white supremacy, white privilege. Both of you. Democrats not trying to end that. When have you ever heard the Democrat Party talking about, yeah, we get in office, we're going to end white supremacy. We're going to end discrimination. We're going to end white privilege. You ever heard the Democrats ever saying that? No. Why? Because it benefits them. They don't want to get rid of the system. Listen, it's not that black people saying we want to take over. No. We just say we want an equal system where everybody's treated fair and just
equal system,
equally.
We got to be self-sufficient.
But to those who have been oppressive, equality feels like oppression.
We have to be self-sufficient.
That's the thing. When we hear equality, we're thinking, hey, that's equal justice for all. When they hear equality, they hear you dragging me down. You taking me off of the throne that I built for myself and putting me at the bottom with you. I don't want that. I want to maintain this white supremacy. This is why Democrats can go vote for a Republican. All that mess about they don't like Republicans, please. White Democrats will go vote for a Republican in a minute if they felt that Republican was better at maintaining white supremacy. That's why I don't get caught up in that Democrat-Republican talk. Don't ever get caught up in that. Just like you don't get caught up in no religion talk when it comes to them either. If you get caught up in party talk and religion talk, they got you. They got you. You like a hamster on a wheel. You're going to be just spinning. You're not going nowhere with it. Oh, they love you to talk about religion and political party. Now, when you hear me talking about the Democrat Party, I'm talking about in relation to our people, not them, our people. If I can just educate and speak to enough people, even if I get 1-2 a day to open their eyes and realize, man, you know what? I may not agree with what he said, but he was right about the Democrat Party. I looked into it. And that's all I want to do, look into it. And because I don't have no emotional ties to nothing. It saddens me to watch black people be so emotional about a political party that haven't even gave you reparations. I could understand if they handed us reparations checks. Maybe I can understand it a little bit more because, hey, they actually gave you a tangible. They're not trying to give tangibles to Black America. And yet you are so tied at the hip. That don't even make sense. That's why it's easy to say no tangibles, no vote for me. Because I'm not tied at the hip with you. And of course the Boule and the rest of them are going to be upset by it because they're getting paid to keep us down. Yo, I'm going to beat that in your head. They're paid to keep us down. They're paid to do it. That's why your Al Sharptons don't push reparations like that in the form of cash payments, because he get paid heavily to keep us down. And I'm sorry, I'm not wicked like that. I'm sorry, I'm not. I can't say, oh, give me money and I'm a harm black people. I can sleep well at night knowing that I'm taking a bunch of money and I'm gonna just purposely harm the rest of you just so I can get paid. Because I'm sorry, I don't have to harm people to get paid. I can get paid money. It may be a lot slower, but I'd rather go the slow route and keep my soul and my conscience intact than just taking all this money and now I got to serve them by keeping you down. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. If I got to get money that way, I'm sorry, I just don't need to do it. I don't need to have it. I'll figure something else out. Because at the end of the day, I got to look at my life and what I've done and what I said. And when I go before God, I don't want him saying like, okay, so you took money and you at the expense of people, you harmed my children. And you knew it was wrong because I was telling you and reminding you all the time when you were doing this wrong. And you still kept doing it. They think God gonna be pleased with that. God is pleased with your integrity, that you're not gonna harm people so you can get ahead. but people got reverend in front of their name and all kind of other doctor in front of their name and anything else, but they don't have a problem harming black people, man, or anybody for that matter. We as FBA gotta definitely clean house within our own community. Once we deal with that black preacher and that black politician, I promise you, our whole community would change literally overnight. Because even if we got reparations tomorrow, we still would have a problem because that black politician, that black preacher has caused us so many problems. And we're going to solve it. We're going to solve it because I'm going to be one of the brothers crying in the wilderness to you that is our central focus and central problem is that. Because once we fix that, we're good. And we got to fix that. Our kids can't be dealing with this. But brothers and sisters, think about it. We in a great time in history as Black Americans, and we're going to figure this thing out. But we got to deal with the those who are trying to be literally an enemy within. We got to deal with them first. Once we deal with them,
see if they're looking into any cases she may have been involved with. We're still waiting to hear back.
By now, everybody's already seen the sickening video of now former Houston police officer Ashley Gonzalez. She was venting her spleen.
What happened to the professor?
I stopped the video, Shabaka. What are your thoughts on what Uncle Phil said?
Yeah, he's absolutely right, man. And this is why we got to say to hell with all these black ass politicians who are not doing nothing for us. See, you take the jackleg and you take the black politician, Brother Che, okay? They're two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
See, because the jackleg is going to go out there and advocate voting for this black ass politician who ain't going to do shit for us. You see what I'm saying? And they need to be held greatly accountable on that. You see, because we go out here, got hit with fire hoses, hit upside the head, man, for the right to vote and all this old shit. You know, they get elected. Like, look at John Lewis sitting on the floor of the U.S. Congress talking about the alphabetized agenda. Nigga, are you crazy? You know, is what I say to him. You see, I mean, okay, I know what it is, man. There's only one word for it, man. It's bullshit, man. And like you say, man, hold your vote. But we got to build up some infrastructures because with the dumpster getting rid of DEI, okay, that's the perfect opportunity for us to work right there.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that, Shabbat.
I know, that's the sad part about it. Once again, the chain is no longer on our bodies, it's on our fucking brains. You see?
Yeah. Those that keep us in the position that we're in, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah. You know, and you ought to see the shit that I get in my inbox, you know, and whatnot. Oh, you're a black racist, you black SOB, this, that, that, the other. And I tell these bastards, and they never answer the question, what industries do I control? What banks do I control? What policy enforcement departments do I control? Besides, none. You say, so what I've been doing with these fools, Brother Chair, I just been going on deleting and blocking them, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do, man. Delete and block these idiots, man. You know what I'm saying? Is because all we got is each other, black family. But as soon as we talk about doing some solidarity on our part, you see what I mean? You know, then we get all this hate mail and crap like that, you know? And I can't even access Facebook. It just keeps it up there pinwheeling because I want to see if I got some idiots in there, you know, to have them come on up, you know what I mean? Which they won't. You see, which they won't. They say they're sitting up there keyboard warring is what they're doing, you know, talking a bunch of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then Melvin, if you hear this, you say what you said. You're a coon. You're an ass scratcher, and you're a chicken pecking Uncle Tom, Melvin. Fuck you.
Yeah, chicken picking. Uncle Tom was a good one, though.
Yeah,
He's a chicken,
you know.
He's a chicken pecking sandwich.
Yeah, talking about President Trump is the best thing going.
The best thing.
Nigga,
going.
please. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
You remember that song, Shabaka, the best thing going is pimping and hoeing?
Yeah. You see? And he's being pimped, you know what I'm saying? And he's out there like a $2 hole for the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? You know? And then they're up here talking about, man, you know, changing the law and all this old shit if Dump can run a third term. Now, with this bullshit that happened in D.C. tonight, okay, that's gonna give him more momentum. They say, and if he can't do it, then they're gonna flip it over to J.D. Vance.
We gotta make sure. We gotta make sure the dude that did this is a tether. Otherwise, they're gonna try to put it all on black people that were trying to kill Trump. Watch.
Yeah. So I'm on top of it out here in the West, which is my region. You know what I'm saying, and I'll keep you posted. You know,
I'm getting tether vibes already. Just
you getting tether vibes? Okay. What I'm getting is, man, not so much tether vibes, but I'm thinking that this individual might have been compromised some type of way, if you know what I mean.
This individual is a damn tether, and he had a family member or somebody deported, and now he wanted to get his revenge.
Okay, all right, okay, we'll see, you know. Okay, we got Cal Dog 73 in the house. Greetings to you, Cal Dog. How you be? Cal Dog. Okay, with you being out there in the wild, wild west like me, man, you know, just drop off in the chats, in the comments right here, man, if you think that the LAPD and the LA County Sheriffs is going on a warpath with that brother's family out there in LA tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cal Dog, yeah, just shouting you out, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you got any local news out there, man, you know, off of ABC, let me see, CBS, KCAL, Channel 9, man, yeah, please, you know, keep us posted on that, is because there's going to be a whole lot of motherfuckers out there tonight going to be getting a whole lot of rude awakenings out there. And then Cal Dog, the dude, is out of Torrance, California, so I know you know where that's at, you know what I mean, and what happened. And plus that, where's our girl, what's her name again? Who's it? Huh?
Nabi?
Yeah, Goddess Nabi. Where's she at? You know?
I don't know, Shabaka. Hopefully she taps in on that.
Yeah. So it will be very, very interesting to see, you know, what the local news is reporting out of Los Angeles, you know, but however, the story is still unfolding, you know what I mean? And whatnot. Then they had that raggedy ass judge, what's her name, Jenny Pirro. Yeah, they need to disbar her ass. She is ridiculous. Because if I ever go in front of her, any of her damn kangaroo courts, judge, I'm kicking you off the fucking case.
Michael said, I understand why American freedmen are demanding lineage-based cash payment reparations for chattel slavery, because the Freedmen Bank can't be trusted by the government.
Okay, well, that's just it, though, Michael. When they stole the money from the Freedmen Bank, what was that there, Brother Che, in the 1870s, I believe? Yeah. They you know, set up the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, they parlayed it out until they had enough money to start the Federal Reserve.
Right. And Cal Dog says right here that if you hear anything that he'll tap in, okay, yeah. And so therefore, man, you know, only thing I can say, man, is this dumpster created this hate. You know, he brought back the hate. You see what I'm saying? And what's happening is
we are the hate that produced, Shabaka. R.I.P. to our brother H. Rap Brown.
Yes, sir. And then also to a shout out there to Mike Wallace. because in 1959 he did do a show when Malcolm was picking up his momentum called The Hate That Hate Produced. You see what I mean? And from what I understand is that Louis X at the time had wrote a play called Orgina, a Negro spelled backwards. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you know, you heard Denzel's opening speech in the movie Malcolm X. Okay, that there was where he says he charged a white man. That there was part of the play from Louis Farrakhan, you know, at that time.
That's why he don't have no neck, and he called Roly Poly Rotisserie Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see. So the thing is how do we get rid of the Yassa bosses? You know, we probably need to do a show on that.
You keep asking the same questions, Buck, and I keep giving you the same answer.
What's that?
Stops being incentivized.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And Cow Dog was saying is that he didn't bring back the hate. He just woke it back up. Yeah. He just woke it back up. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, people be very, very careful if you get jacked up by the race soldiers. And then if the race soldiers get behind you, and if they're following you for more than 3 blocks, they're running your plate, and then just pull up into a well-lit area. You see, they'll pull up behind you. You know what I'm saying? Ask me how I know. You see, but get to a well-lit area.
Yeah, make sure you get to a well-lit area.
Yeah, and don't be out here on these highways in the middle of the night out here in the wild, wild west, Nevada, Utah, rural California. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know, safeguard yourself. Yeah. Okay. And then on top of it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's described the Front Line Blacc news, and plus they share that YouTube channel as well too. You say, okay.
Watch out, preacher. Yeah, shout out to Greg Marshall Dixon.
Oh yeah.
Fireborn. 2 times.
Yeah.
Is he running again? Is he running again, Michael? Greg Marshall Dixon.
Okay, Cow Dog says he's pulling up to a crowded spot. Okay, Cow Dog, I see what you're saying right there, you know, to have you some witnesses. Yeah. And then, you know, if they say, well, why didn't you pull over? And hell no back streets, homie. Yeah, stay off them back streets. You know what I'm saying?
Living in the back streets. You might remember that song, Cow Dog. I think you do remember that song. You remember the Twisted Insane? They were out of East Palo Alto.
Oh yeah, down there by Silicon Valley. Yeah, and East Palo Alto is a black section. You say, you know, and then also
they had a song called "Living in the Back Streets." Living every day. Living in the back streets. That's the only way, or something like that.
Yeah. You know, on top of it as well too, Black, you know, protect yourself at all times, you know, and we definitely need some cohesiveness back in the Black community, and we need our cohesiveness against these sellout ass tethers.
Well, them tethers, they got to go too, Shabaka. But getting to these Latinos, this goddamn Latino in Houston, I thought it was okay to call us a bunch of anything but a child of God, is now been fired. And, you know, they don't get fired, they get transferred. So I'm just waiting to figure out where she's going to get transferred next. They're probably going to have her down in El Paso or something.
Oh, I tell you, man, where they'll hire her ass at on the spot.
LAPD.
Yep, you know it. You know it, Brother Che. You know it. You saw where I was going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. Hold on, Shabaka. So Anthony Gonzalez, or excuse me, Ashley Gonzalez
Right.
has exposed anti-Black racism from the Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
So Professor Blacc will give us his take on it. We did cover this in these episodes, but we didn't get to hear from the good professor. So now we're going to hear from the good professor.
Okay, let's see what the professor's saying.
And happy April, New Blacc Media Appreciation Month.
Mm-hmm. Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth.
Well, days after posting a racist rant on social media, a Houston police officer is fired. The police chief calling her behavior entirely unacceptable.
Then book her, Dano.
The calls for termination answered. Ashley Gonzalez is no longer a Houston police officer. I hate. It comes just days after this video she posted on social media was shared by thousands online. Gonzalez is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. We're humans first! The community has been outraged. Protesters gathered throughout the morning outside police headquarters. Retired Houston Police Captain Greg Freeman, who spent 34 years with the department and worked on the Internal Affairs Division, says Gonzalez does have the opportunity to appeal this decision, but he doesn't think that will go far.
I can't think of any legality of an arbitrator or civil service that would overturn this termination based on what we've seen.
Freeman says she still has her Texas Peace Officer certification. It's up to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement to revoke it.
Is there a possibility she could be hired by another agency? Absolutely, there could be. What agency would do that? I don't know.
While this firing is what activists have been calling for, they still want to learn more about Ashley Gonzalez's time with the department. Just this afternoon, the Houston chapter of the NAACP released a statement asking for the department to release her arrest records. Meanwhile, we've reached out to the district attorney to see if they're looking into any cases she may have been involved with. We're still waiting to hear back.
By now, everybody's already seen the sickening video of now former Houston police officer Ashley Gonzalez. She was venting her spleen about how much she hated Black people in general, and that if she came on a crime scene and saw a Black person, she would just arrest them on the spot, and that she liked to tell Black people the N-word to their faces, etc., etc. Well, there's been a response. The HPD issued a statement on Friday saying that they terminated her employment and that she's no longer an employee of the department, and that allegedly HPD holds every officer to the highest standards of integrity and conduct, blah, blah, blah. You know, if they held every employee to the highest standards of integrity and conduct, she would never have been hired in the first place. According to white media reports, she could still appeal the firing, but a retired Houston Police Department captain named Greg Freeman said that he believed the department had a solid case, and that, as he put it, I can't think of legally of an arbitrator or civil service who would overturn this termination based on what we've seen. Freeman added that despite her firing, Gonzalez does still have a Texas Peace Officer certification because it is up to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement to revoke it. Quote, without a criminal conviction or something of that type of nature, she'll still have a state certification. But I suspect that there will be a huge outcry to certain political entities within Austin to look at this very closely, because is there a possibility she can be hired by another agency? Absolutely, there could be. What agency would do that? I don't know. First, we need to understand that this racist creep didn't violate the standards of the Houston PD, because the Houston PD, like the rest of the thugs with badges, has no standards. They have no integrity. They have no conduct other than bad conduct. In fact, you'd have to be dumb as a suitcase full of rocks to think that she wasn't hired precisely because they knew she would fit right in with their culture of anti-Black racism. She was just saying out loud what the rest of the thugs in blue say behind closed doors when they think the cameras aren't on. Where are the various fraternal orders of police unions at to condemn her? They're at the same place that they always are whenever police harm a Black citizen or commit some other act of typical depravity. They're quietly giving a wink and a nod to it. Her real offense was that she was reckless enough to post a video of herself doing what they do all the time when they think the cameras aren't on. But secondly, you notice that this former Captain Freeman, he said absolutely she could get hired somewhere else. So even though he himself said that he didn't know where she could get hired at, He said absolutely she could get hired. So that means not only is it theoretical that she could, but also he knows from experience, no matter what she may have done, as long as she's got that certification, that's going to be all the openings someone needs to give her a job. Now, why would somebody want to? We know exactly why. There's plenty of places that this creature could resurface. In fact, there's no lack of racist police departments and sheriffs who would love to put this reprobate on the payroll simply to send a message to the Black community in their own area. This is why getting these racist punks jammed up with criminal cases is important. Once they've been criminally convicted, they lose their state certification, and they know it. That's the only reason you see the bastards showing any sort of remorse. Oh my God, I could actually lose my state certification. Yeah, which means it would be nearly impossible for you to get certified in another state. That's the reason why firing them has practically no effect. The scumbags, they don't get punished, they just get moved on. They know exactly what the game is. Right. But that's what the risk profile is for the race soldiers themselves. And when people talk about white Latinos, this woman is exactly what they're talking about. But the question is, who's propping them up? These scumbag anti-Black racists, they're not just floating in midair. They're being held up there by an entire scaffolding of support staff for these race soldiers. And that brings us to the Hispanic leadership in Houston. Now, you got the police chief, a guy named No Diaz Jr., who said the behavior exhibited by Ashley Gonzalez was abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable. It is deeply disturbing and has no place in law enforcement or in our community. The exact same statement that we always hear all the time. There was also a statement posted by Houston City Council member Alejandra Salinas, where she said that the HPD needs to closely review any prior arrest reports and testimony tied to this officer to determine whether a pattern of racial bias impacted past cases and whether any Houstonians' rights were violated. Now, that is good to hear. We don't hear anyone saying anything about punishment. Nobody's saying anything about we need to change the laws to make sure this doesn't happen again, so that we got the tools necessary to go after anyone before they put their videos out, so we can identify them and punish them before they get to spend years on the payroll. So while Salinas' words are good, they're no different than what Black people have been saying all along.
Just this afternoon, the Houston chapter of the NAACP released a statement asking for the department to release her arrest records.
She's simply joining the choir and trying to pretend as if she's the leader of it. But the reality happens to be that merely reviewing this scumbag's past record of arrest and any sort of reports or any sort of incidents that she was part of, that's just the bare minimum. That's what they're supposed to do. That's a bare minimum. That's something that every single defendant tied to any case that she had anything to do with would be demanding. So that means nothing. You're not going to get a pat on the back for saying the bare minimum. And the reason that I'm not impressed with any of this is these are the same neighbors, friends, and familia of this individual who are trying to get out in front of this. That's what this looks like and smells like, because that's what it is. And you notice the white media is giving the leadership in Houston, particularly from the Hispanic community, giving them plenty of column space, but they're not disparaging them. Nobody's saying, well, Police Chief No has had many complaints about his leadership, and there have been questions before. This isn't the first time. And they're not saying that about the Salinas woman either. They're not disparaging them. They're not undercutting their credibility. They're not putting in any sort of little snide comments saying, well, these people have said this before. How could this have happened on their watch? They're not bringing up any other incidents. They're acting as if this was a one-off, as if this is the first and only time something of this nature has ever happened. They're not pushing the kind of racial narrative that they do anytime you got a Black city leader who's caught up in a scandal of some sort, where they want to make sure the reader understands, oh, this is just normal for these people. This happens all the time. The white media is actually giving them plenty of wiggle room, giving them a wide berth. But some of the slower folks might actually believe that articles like this are holding anyone's feet to the fire. No, there's a big difference between just basically reporting what someone says and giving the same old stale comments and quotes, as opposed to posting something that actually is going to hold people's feet to the fire and is meant to make some changes. As Noam Chomsky said, it's the most sophisticated form of propaganda when something presents itself as opposition, when in reality, it's actually support. And speaking of support, according to military officials, this Gonzalez person served in the Marines from March 2019 through March 2023, and even reached the rank of corporal. This heifer should have been doing nothing more than swabbing the toilets, and it says a lot about how far the military's so-called standards have fallen, that this is what was considered to be good material for America's national defense. But then again, how many times have we seen that there's been open, blatant anti-Black racism in the U.S. military? And I'm not just talking about a couple of grunts at the ground level. I'm not just talking about a couple of privates. We're talking about individuals who are majors, generals, and even a couple of admirals. Yeah, it goes all the way to the top. That's how far the rot goes in the military. So no wonder they looked at her and said, oh, yeah, she'll fit right in. This is why racism is still alive, well, and rampant in the U.S. military. Because you have, in addition to the white supremacists, you got people of color who think that their color is white. But there's also another aspect of this that needs to be brought up. This piece of trash, Gonzalez, she didn't just wash up in Houston and sprout out of the ground like a weed. This thing had been there. And yet your Black mayor, Sylvester Turner, he was taking the side of the police in the past. He basically was low-key sticking up for him every chance that he had. He and a lot of these other so-called Black leaders in Houston, they should have been the main ones leading the charge to get the rules changed so that whenever somebody is actually found to have been practicing racism inside of one of these public service jobs, especially in the police, that should result in an automatic revocation of their state certification. That should be automatic. It shouldn't be some matter of, well, that's a separate issue, you see. They're not good enough to actually be in law enforcement, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't keep trying over and over again. And on a side note, you want to bet how many of those border towns way down there in southern Texas would love to have a piece of garbage like this working for them? You better believe a whole lot of those immigrants, they come from the culture of anti-Black racism that produced this Gonzalez character. And you didn't have to wait until this incident to find people who are opposing it. Black residents, not just in Houston, but throughout Texas, have been calling out the anti-Black racism that's been practiced by the Hispanic community for decades now. They've been calling out mess from people just like her in these police departments and demanding punishment for this criminal behavior. And those same Black residents have also been demanding a dismantling of these apparatuses that allow these anti-Black racists to harm Black people and even murder them, and then be able to go on from one police or sheriff's department to the next as if they hadn't done anything at all. That's legalized murder of Black people only, and everybody knows it. Your Black mayors and Black city council members and even Black Congress people like Jasmine Crockett, however, they haven't said boo about this. They haven't been up in arms about it. They damn sure haven't been demanding any policy changes because they've all just been playing the game. And that's what's given all of these anti-Black racists of every stripe lots of room to work. You see, the problem with the Black leadership is they want the support of these police unions and these other reprobates who protect the Ashley Gonzalez's of the world. So the people who are supposed to be the main ones representing Black citizens and Black safety and our concerns, in reality, they just give weak lip service at best and open hostility to Black rights and Black lives at worst. Trash like Jim Clyburn, America's favorite sharecropper, he was angrier about people saying defund the police than he was about the police murdering Black citizens. If anybody should be calling out this stuff, it ought to be these Black misleaders. They should be the main ones pointing out, yes, there is a clear, open culture of anti-Black racism that comes out of Latin America, and the people who come from those places bring that mess here. They should be the ones calling it out. They should be the ones putting people on the hot seat, but they don't. And that's largely because, as we saw with Karen Bass out there in Los Angeles, this woman's trying to find a way to make sure she's insulated from Black voters. It's Black voters and Black voters' demands that these Black politicians and political prostitutes fear. They're not worried about the Derek Chauvins or the Ashley Gonzalez's because these Black politicians figure that, hey, they're plugged in. They're part of the machine. They've got some stroke. They got some influence. So, hey, if some cop calls themselves trying something, you just remind them, do you know who I am? And by the way, the Ashley Gonzalez's and the Derek Chauvins and the other trash, they know that too. They know that, okay, well, these guys, you got to kind of be a little bit careful with them. But that's all right. They're not going to do anything about what we do to the rest of these Negroes out here. They know that. People like this Ashley Gonzalez character are not some one-off. This is the result of a culture of anti-Black racism that saturates every corner of Latin America. And they bring that same garbage here. And the dominant society sets them up with loans just because they're immigrants, along with a ton of other goodies, giveaways, and guarantees, because white power has always known how to get every new immigrant group on board with team white supremacy. And these immigrants, they know the game too. They already know before they get here. They heard about, oh yeah, all you got to do is make sure they know that you hate Black people, and man, they'll go ahead and roll out a raft of benefits and goodies for you. They'll make sure you can leapfrog over all of these Black people. Hey, dog eat dog world, right? Because that's what they practice in those home countries. These immigrants start learning the rules of racism before they even get here. Hell, most of them come from countries and cultures that are already overflowing with anti-Black racism before they get here. This evil is taught in the homes, it's taught in the churches, it's taught in their schools, in every arena of public and private life. This vile deviancy is normal there, and because the Black misleadership class makes sure to keep their mouths shut and they don't actually call this stuff out, those same immigrant leaders get to try to pretend as if, oh, well, Ashley Gonzalez and such, these are just a few bad apples. They do the exact same thing that white society always has. The dead enders of the Black-Brown alliance, they always lay low at times like these. You had that scandal with the LA City Council where you had the Hispanic members on the council and a Hispanic labor representative talking trash about Black people, calling a Black child a monkey, and all of them laughing and giggling as they colluded about how to shut Black Los Angelinos out of city contracts and city jobs. Oh, Black people, we're going to make sure that there's no city money going to those places where they live, and we're going to make sure the city contracts stay away from them. They're not going to be getting anything. This is criminal behavior. It's called malfeasance. But it's also just them confirming what we knew all along. That's the reason why when these immigrants are hired into these companies, you start seeing them trying to get the Black employees fired and also trying to bring in as many other fellow immigrants as possible. And then they close ranks against the Black people who are there. And you see that not just at these jobs, but also in government. They're not trying to, quote unquote, unite. They're trying to become white supremacist adjacent. This is what's been going on for decades. And that's why all that Black-Brown alliance stuff fell on deaf ears. And when people try to shoehorn Brown into discussions regarding Black people, you see those guys get tuned out. There's a reason Latin America has the dysfunctional racial paradigm that it does, because the people who are the underclass there have convinced themselves that they're somehow white supremacist adjacent. Now, the Blancos in Latin America, they don't even pretend that these guys are part of team white supremacy. They keep them on the outs, keep them aspiring, keep them daydreaming, keep them wishing. But up here, the white supremacists on the left pretended that, hey, you guys are on the team, you're all right. But it's all a game, one that they're going to lose. But that's not going to stop them from playing. But this is a reminder to Black people. We are an unobligated people because nobody is trying to be friends with us. Everybody understands the rules of racism. How do you ingratiate yourself to the dominant society? You make sure that you go out of your way to prove we hate Black people more than you guys do. That's why a few days ago, I posted that morning briefing about the so-called Californians for Equal Rights. You have this group here that's got basically a bunch of Asians who are running it and who put it together. And what do? They spend all their time filing lawsuits against any and everything having to do with Black people. They're not concerned about the people from the dominant society who have the power and who are actually pushing all of the whatever anti-Asian sentiment there is. They're not concerned about that, even with Asians getting killed. So the real actual racism against them that goes to the point of taking their lives, they're not concerned about that. What they are concerned about is proving that they're on the team. They're trying to prove to the dominant society, hey, we're on the team too. Don't forget it. We're part of the honorary members of the oppressor class. The people who are going to bring the pressure necessary to put these racists in check is going to be from the grassroots. And that's the reason why we have to call this mess out. And we also have to make it clear there's zero tolerance for any of these misleaders who are going to be sitting here tiptoeing around it or just won't take this on at all. No, if there's somebody who's more interested in their own political career than they are with the safety and rights of Black citizens, that's somebody who doesn't get our vote. If it's somebody who is going to give us some mealy-mouthed lip service on the side, only whenever there's somebody who gets in their faces, this is not somebody who's actually down for justice. This is somebody who's just trying to see what they can get away with. How little effort can I put out and still be able to get some votes? And this is the reason why all of these immigrant groups and all of these other non-Black entities, they get furious and they grind their teeth whenever we start talking about reparations or about an anti-Black hate crime law. Because whenever we start talking about punishing anti-Black racism, whenever we start talking about making sure that there's going to be criminal and civil penalties for people who single us out and target us for discrimination, these other groups look and all they hear is, man, you're calling us out. You're calling out the culture that we came from. You're calling out the stuff that we're doing. That's what they hear too, the same way the dominant society does. Now, am I saying that every immigrant who comes out of Latin America is a mouth-frothing anti-Black racist? Not necessarily. But what I am saying is that unquestionably the culture there is. We've been documenting the anti-Black racism that has been going on there for decades, and it's in every corner of the place. You're not going to go anywhere south of the Texas border and claim that you somehow escaped anti-Black racism. Oh, these guys over here, they're not doing that. No, they're all doing it. And we can't just sit here and simply blame it on the Spanish alone. A lot of these guys, they came by their anti-Black racism simply as a matter of course. They chose to do so. You didn't need any twisted, perverted Spaniards to impose it on them. They chose to do it. You even got people down there who are brown-skinned attacking other brown-skinned people whose skin is the same shade as theirs, on the grounds that these guys apparently aren't European enough. They're not white enough. They're not close enough to the Blancos enough. Now, down there in Latin America, they could never have the kind of positions that Black people made it possible for them to get here. And once they get to here, they decide, okay, now we're going to see if we can practice the same stuff. We're going to see if we can be the ones acting the same way that we were treated back home. They weren't trying to create justice here. They weren't trying to produce justice. They were just simply trying to find a way to finesse a better position for themselves under white supremacy, as opposed to toppling it. Ashley Gonzalez is fired, but let's be honest here. They only canned her because of the fact that they couldn't save her. This was all about trying to find a way to contain the outrage, trying to find a way so they could point and say, see, we did something. See, we did something. See, the system works. What are you people getting upset about? Okay, she went ahead and did that, and now she's gone. No. The fact that she thought that she could do this at all, what that means is she's looking at her fellow thugs with badges and saying, hey, we're all doing the same thing. I might as well just go ahead and say it openly because you guys will all cover for me. And for a few days, that's exactly what they tried to do. It was only continued relentless public pressure from the grassroots that forced the scumbags to have to go ahead and cut her loose. But that's okay, because she'll find employment soon enough. And that's the real problem. We don't want these bastards thinking that they're going to be bouncing from one place to the next. We want to make sure that when they get called out, when they get caught, the punishment falls on them. And from this, there will be no appeal. Good day. And be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors: Suleiman Alaji, Turk McKenzie, Morris Bodden, Amir Miller, and Stephen 12. Salute to them and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.
I think I told you that's a great stumbling block for our people to be on code. Because we
What are your thoughts about it? I want the professor just right out for
what they're going to do is they're going to protect her. They're going to get her in there some way, just like that bastard who killed, the lady there in Illinois, where he went and applied for 3 other departments.
Yeah,
So
as long as
she's
she
going
gets
to get.
certification. Now, if she loses her certification, then she can't be a police officer in any state.
Now, but here's how another way she's going to get hired too, Brother Chase. She will hook up with one of these former police chiefs or whatever that open up a security agency. They'll pick her up. Yeah, you'll say. And then when they go try to lift her gun permits, they're going to say, oh, Second Amendment. Yeah, I mean, this Eurocentric society, man, is filled up with so much hypocrisy, man, it makes your head spin. Okay, Michael is saying here, Isaiah Thomas said that American freedmen were here before 1492. We're not from Africa. Well, I would love to debate Mr. Thomas on that, Michael, But as we proved before, Brother Che, is that we had circumnavigated the globe, man, before them damn Europeans, man, knew that the world was round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then on top of it is that I noticed that RWS, as you call it, puts a whole lot of emphasis, man, on keeping us divided amongst ourselves. Now, you tethers on a continent, as Brother Chase say. You're still under the dominance of racist white supremacy. They say, because you've been colonized. Yeah.
The tethers are the ones from the continent that come over here.
The take crew.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's happening is that I don't understand, because I've been seeing all this good shit on the internet talking about that they want to reach out to us and all that, but you're all fucked up. And here's where you're all fucked up at. When you saw that stinking nasty motherfucker who did not know how to wash his stinking ass, and you sold us out for some goddamn trinkets, fuck you. And then you stupid motherfuckers got captured too. Yep. So who knows, Brother Che, that just might be some poetic justice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but however, I take great pride in African heritage, Michael. You know what I mean? Because I've gotten different, you know, people who I spoke with from the continent. You know, I got different feedbacks on it. You know what I'm saying? You know? And just like I told you, Brother Che, when I was there in Denver, Colorado, man, where I went off into the store.
Yeah.
I saw the East African beauty right there, you know what I mean? And so I whipped down some Malcolm X on her. I says, well, you got Africans here in America too. She says, oh yeah, where? New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston, all through the motherfucking South, you know? And then also too, Brother Che, yeah, I'm still doing the research on the slave ships, man, but I got notes and papers and shit scattered all over this place right here. And I think I've given you some figures on a previous podcast, although it was not all of them. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the maritime records as well too. You see?
Yeah, the math ain't mathin'.
Yeah, well, like I said, let me finish the study first, please. You know, and we take it up from there. And then, of course, you do know about the sisters from where Rihanna's from. What's that? Barbados? No, wait a minute.
Yes,
or is it the Virgin? Yeah, then there are these sisters from the Virgin Islands who are scuba divers, by the way, you know, who've been scuba divers all their lives. And they say they've been going down there, man, and they've been seeing a whole lot of artifacts, old-ass anchors. But guess what they've been finding a hell of a lot of, Brother Che? Now, this is going to blow your mind. Guess what they've been finding a lot of?
What?
Gold.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Gold. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then there's been some clips because a homeboy of mine, man, gave me information on Queen Amina of Zazal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in a process of researching that, is because she was her father's own.
What's the name of
Zazal?
Yeah.
It would be modern day, let's see, not Nigeria. I'm thinking around Senegal. It's definitely somewhere, man, off the lower west coast of Africa, but I'll pull it up. So when we do the story on her, you know, I'll have all that information wrote down. You say it's because she was her father's only child and she didn't have any brothers. You know what I'm saying? Now, there was another African queen who was a warrior, right? And she had lost an eye, you say, that I've been researching as well, too. And then, of course, in other words, Brother Che, it's been a whole lot of resistance on the continent, but, you know, you had these...
Ain't been resistance on the continent.
No, I'm talking about before the 20th century, Brother Che. You know, when the peons had went over there with their funky, stinking, nasty asses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there wasn't too much resistance going on. They them with open arms, and they got bullshit in the process.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You and I are on the same page with that one there. And like you said, Brother Che, it was the old Catholic Church that went up there with them with that shit. You see?
Yeah, the Catholic Church ordained to do what they did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
All
then,
right,
like, for those...
Why did the Congressional Black Caucus not show up for Dr. Candice Matthews.
Okay, they were probably told not to. They probably figured that she was going to give them that heat, and they probably figured that they can't get their lies straight. You see what I'm saying? See, it's all about them Congressional Black Congress people of getting their lies straight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Uncle Phil will give us an update on that.
Okay.
We need everybody as we can to be on code. Some people believe in that political party more than they believe. I think I told you that's a great stumbling block for our people to be on code, because we need everybody as we can to be on code. Some people believe in that political party more than they believe in the Lord. Now, did the Democrats come and help get Ashley Gonzalez out? I want to talk about that just briefly. The Democrats didn't come out and say a word. The Congressional Black Caucus didn't come out and say a word about what she said. And Houston is a Democrat city. Interesting, right? Some was racist all up in Democrat cities. Democrat mayor, Democrat city council. And nobody came out. The Congressional Black Caucus, every time something happened to Black people, the Congressional Black Caucus are nowhere to be found. Even your local congressional people, quiet. Al Green, where was he at? What's the other guy? Christian Menifee, where was he at? They stay quiet. That's why I be on their bumper so much. Why he's always talking about the Congressional Black Caucus and the Democrats? The Ashley Gonzalez story is why. When something happens to us, you ain't got nothing to say. You're quiet.
It's called Yassa Boss.
The only time you speak, unless the Democrat Party tell you you got permission to speak.
Once again,
why would I want to be a part of any party?
Yassa
I can
Boss.
speak up for my people. You crazy as hell. I'm going to speak up for Black people. I'm part of that community. What's the point of me being in Congress and I can't speak up? That's why I told y'all I got respect for Ilhan Omar on that aspect. She speak up for Somalis. She's a Democrat. She don't ask them for permission to speak up for Somalis. I've been saying this. She's about one of the most courageous ones I've seen. I ain't seen no Congressional Black Caucus member stand on business for Black people like Ilhan Omar stand on business for Somalis. And they don't like her either. And she don't care. She talks back to them. She don't care. I said that repeatedly. Why can't we as FBAs have somebody like that? But listen, in order for us to get somewhere, the whole Congressional Black Caucus have to be like Ilhan Omar, basically, but just for us. And that's not what they own. They own staying in good with Massa. They can't speak up even when a video is that blatant. It's not a video of nuance. It's just blatant racism. And they don't say nothing. So don't come and tell me why I talk about the Democrats so much. This Ashley Gonzalez story is why I'm gonna stay on talking about the Democrats and what they don't do for Black people. But you come your little happy self in our face talking about voting for you, Trump, and he's a racist. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about no Trump. To me, you just as bad as he is because you say nothing when something happened to Black people. It shouldn't have been Dr. Candice Matthews and everybody else saying something when you got congressional seats, Congressional Black Caucus, whatever. Y'all should have been saying something. But that's been y'all MO. When George Floyd had died, y'all was quiet. When Trayvon Martin died in the beginning, y'all were quiet. Every time Breonna Taylor, y'all were quiet. Every time Eric Garner, quiet. Philando Castile, quiet. That's all y'all do. And y'all want me to stop talking about them? Emailing me about why I'm talking about them. I'm leaving comments. You tell me, is that right to have a so-called Congressional Black Caucus, but you can't talk about what happened to Black people? Who are you representing then? Take the Black off, just call yourself the Congressional Democrat Caucus, and that's it. We cool at that point.
Just call themselves what they are, the Congressional Coon
But if you're going to call
Caucus,
yourself the Black Caucus and say you're the largest one and and you Blacc and all this other black mess that you're talking about. They ain't even speaking up for black people. Talking about Jasmine Crockett. It's all of them. All the black Democrats. It's not just Jasmine Crockett. They quiet. You think Jasmine Crockett didn't know about this story? Come on now. Jasmine Crockett is on the internet too. They all do that. They stay quiet. Then you press them about it. They be like, well, you know, I don't want to say nothing because they may have an investigation going on. It don't matter if they got an investigation going on. You can't speak up and say, you know what? That video was foul. That video was anti-black racism. And she should not be on the police department. You have a right to have an opinion. You're not getting involved in an investigation and having an opinion. That's your opinion. You feel like, hey, that's not right. And what you should say after that is, hey, look, I'm going to call the mayor and say, hey, what's about to happen? Because, you know, the mayor is the boss of the police chief. Hey, what's going to happen with that police officer? Well, what's up? What are we going to do? That's what the Congressional Black Caucus member is supposed to do. The Congressional Black Caucus should have been out there with Dr. Matthews. They should have been out there. But no, they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Uncle Phil.
What did you say? Eric said one of my homies said they don't have their marching orders yet. Yeah. Because they work for the white liberal. They don't work for black people.
Right. That's a fact.
Because they did. You mean to tell me at least two of y'all couldn't show up? Oh, but what's that one representative, LaMonica McIver, I think her name? She go get some charges trying to bow her way in, with the situation with the detention center. You get some charges, but you can't be down there with Dr. Matthews and them. Y'all can't be over there, but you get some charges talking about some immigrants. That's the stuff I'm talking about. You show up to go do that, but you won't come show up to Houston. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about all of them. It can be just two or three of them that's Congress people that's in Texas. You ain't got to go somebody from California show up. Just say, hey, we here, we want something done with the Congressional Black Caucus. We don't stand for that. You know what I'm saying? Where was the Urban League? Didn't see them. Where was the NAACP? They got the NAACP in Houston. Where were they at? A whole lot of groups that could have been out there with Dr. Matthews. They were quiet too. Why? Because they're funded by white liberals. The NAACP is, the Urban League is, a lot of their money comes from white liberals. So they got to be careful what they say too, or their funding gonna get cut off. And you know they don't like people like me. Yeah, I couldn't be. You could not put me in the NAACP because like I said, they probably kick me out. That's the first thing I'll be like, say, hey, wait a minute. He who funds you controls you. We should be funded by the black community, not these people. No. We got the Congressional Black Caucus. They all go make trips, to Israel. But why don't y'all making trips to the black communities in America? I'm just saying. Why all y'all can't do that? Or if you're gonna go travel internationally, you could have went to the Caribbean. You could have went to Haiti and see what the chaos going on over there. And maybe figure out ways to help Haitians so they can stay in their homeland. So they ain't got to come over here. Because that country is destabilized. That's why they're coming. I mean, I will always say that Haitians have just about every right to come because this country has made sure to keep them destabilized. So is Cuba. And I'm talking about the black Cubans too. The black Cubans in Cuba suffer, man. You can go look at it on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. How black people are suffering over there in Cuba, and they still figure out a way to make it. They don't get to come over here like that. Not the black ones. If they do, it's small.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm here. I'm here. Shout out to everybody in here. First, I got to thank everybody who's getting their tickets for the Memorial Weekend mic drop that's happening at the Hidden History Museum on May 23rd. It is going to be packed. People are buying tickets like crazy. People are really, really excited about this event for some reason. People are extra excited about this event. People are coming up to the museum buying tickets. People are very excited about this event. So that's a great thing. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Miss Sweets. So we're going to have a good time. I don't know if it's because we haven't had a comedy event there in a few months. I don't know, but people are very excited about it. So it's going to be popping. All right. So y'all get your tickets at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Yes, Hidden Color 6. That's going to pop off. That's going to be a monster this summer. By the way, guys, y'all can listen to my playbacks on the ISM Radio YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting a lot of the playbacks on the ISM Radio channel on YouTube. That's IZM Radio. IZM Radio. So y'all go to the ISM Radio YouTube channel and subscribe. I'll still put up some stuff on my regular channel, but I'm going to start putting a lot of the videos up on the ISM Radio channel, so y'all need to subscribe there. Yeah, we got to spark ISM back up. Yeah, that's been dormant for a while. I got to get that site back active because we got some great shows. There's a lot of new people here who don't.
Sorry, Shabaka. What are your thoughts on the Congressional Black Caucus not showing up for our sister Candice Matthews?
What was to be expected by these coon-ass motherfuckers, man? I mean, really, Brother Che, what was to be expected? You know? And I hate to say that, man. Really, I do. I hate to say that, but what was to be expected? Some motherfuckers are sitting up there, man, rubbing elbows, man, for they how should you say, YT supporters or benefactors, you know, those who donate to their campaigns and what have you. And it's just like the same thing with that ignorant ass broad says she thanks God for slavery, otherwise she'd be in Africa worshiping a tree. And this dumb bunny broad don't know that a tree is to be worshipped because it gives us oxygen. What do you think keeps us alive?
Right.
You say, and me, I couldn't say no asinine shit like that, man. I really couldn't. I really couldn't. And then to find out too, man, that's on my desk, I wanted to make a note of, Brother Che, in West Oakland. They're talking about cutting down all the trees over there, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, near the West Oakland BART station, man.
Oh,
you know? So what's getting ready to happen is off in that area there of West Oakland, in my opinion, they're getting ready to gentrify it. And they're going to start tearing down a lot of those homes that's been over there, man, shit, for damn near 100 years now, you know. And I think the main thing that with the objective is that they're going to try to erase the memories of the Black Panther Party from our history. And this will mainly affect the youth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then quite naturally, of course, with it being across the bay from San Francisco, they're going to push that alternative agenda, you see, which is a damn shame. And the cold part about it is that there's a whole, see, here's the part, man. They talk about all of us, you know, who died in the civil rights movement, right? But they don't never want to pay homage, man, to those brave men and women, man, who exercised their Second Amendment rights. And a whole lot of them died. You see what I mean? But you don't hear, you know, nothing about that. You know, yeah, Cal Dog, yeah, that's what they're talking about doing up there, brother. But I'm going to get some more reports on it, you know, and then from what I understand up there, there's a group of brothers up there, man, doing something up there. I'm trying to remember, but Cal Dog, what is the name of that park, man, up there in East Oakland, man? Is that Nolan Park, I believe? Yeah, okay, Cal Dog, if you're familiar with Nolan Park, okay. But anyway, there were some brothers out there, man, you know, talking about trying to build some ties within the community. And Oakland, California people is completely blighted. But I'm thinking is that, yeah, them all fake fronts for saltines. Yeah. Okay. And then, so what it is, Black family, this is why they're coming up to us with this integrational shit. They're trying to kill our economical independence. Okay. They're trying to kill our educational independence. They want us to sit up here. Yeah, exactly, Cow Dog. It was named for all the oak trees right there in 1852. As a matter of fact, the city flag of Oakland, which is green and white, is of an oak tree. You know what I mean? Okay. So, and then also too, and it was a mecca for Black business at one time, y'all, particularly in the 60s and the 70s and what have you. But who came in there, man, start buying out all those businesses? I give you one guess. Silicon Valley.
Yep, Silicon Valley.
And you remember, Brother Che, when I sent you pictures of ass.com, you know what I'm saying? The search engine, man, they out of business. You know, Pandora's still up there the last time I was up there that I saw all your music comes from. And then also, too, they trying to put on Spotify and shit like that, Spreaker, just like that dude who's went and sold Blog Talk to go invest in the Spreaker, you see. So they're going to be shadow banning us even more, you see.
Yeah.
So if there's some of you Black broadcasting majors out there or internet specialists, you know, that there is a venue, you know what I mean, and whatnot, you see. So, because it's very, very essential that we have our own commercial independence. Yeah. Thank you, Cow Dog. It's off of Golf Links Road. Yeah, and I've walked down Golf Links Road, man. Takes you up there into the Oakland Hills. Yeah. I've walked off of. I've been on Golf Links Road. Yeah, you know. Okay, and then the cold part about it is that when we come up here and speak up, you know, about this, then here comes the Nabiscos, you're all a Black racist and all that, but yet though they tell us that we ain't shit, right? But as soon as we try to go up there and do something to be economically self-sufficient, here they come, you know, with the tethers, the ass scratches, the yassa bosses, to throw the monkey wrench in our works on that. Look at the shit we go through, Brother Che.
Right.
Yeah, look at the shit we go through for over the years. You see what I'm saying? You know, and I've spent a lot of money on this, you know, although I would like to have the money back, but I still consider it money well spent, you see? So I'm just keeping a good thought out there. So somebody out there in internet land or earshot of us around the fucking world, you know what I'm saying? Come drop some bread on us, you know what I'm saying? We'll let you advertise your products, you know what I mean? What have you? Things of that nature right there, you see. And then we also got to find an alternative to Jeff Bezos, you see, because he's got $250 billion, you see what I'm saying? And I might not see it in our lifetime, but Black family, we've got to be economically self-sufficient. Yeah, and we got to have farmland. Bill Gates trying to buy up all the farmland. Like, look what they're doing to the brother over there, man, in Colorado, where you at, Brother Che. And I hope that brother locks and loads and start dumping on them motherfuckers, man. Because that's the only thing that them crackers understand, you know? They want to have all the guns, but they want to disarm us. You see? Isn't that a violation of the Second Amendment, you think? As long as we out here killing each other over bullshit, we're okay. Hollywood makes these stupid ass movies, okay? And Cow Dog says, what do you know about Mosswood Park in West Oakland? Over there off of MacArthur and Broadway, Cow Dog, because when I was living up there, you know, as a teenager, 13, 14 years old in the early 70s, I used to go play basketball over there at Mosswood Park. You know what I'm saying? You know. And then they turned it into a tramp camp. And, you know, man, all of Oakland people, oh, God. I mean, I just hate to see it go, because it's our legacy of the Black Panther Party right there. You see what I'm saying? Same thing, you know, with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? South Side, West Side, Black business there. You know, Lyndon Johnson Rice, you know. Okay, Michael, if you could pull her up to get some contact information on her, man, that there would be greatly, greatly appreciated, because the good doctor, she is getting up in age, you know what I'm saying? And I believe she's close to 80 years old now, Brother Che. And as we all know, Dr. Marimba Ani was a student of the one and only Dr. John Henry Clark. She went to the continent, submerged herself into the culture in a rural area, man, for well over 10 years, you see? So, and we'd love to have the good sister up there. Okay, yeah, thank you, Michael. You know, and I'm going to try as well, too, because, you know, the sister's getting up in age, and our elders who are getting up in age, you know, we need to get the information of what they've lived through, you see, because in the era that I'm speaking about, Brother Che, that I've witnessed, I was a child, but we like to see, you know, when they were young and what have you, you see. And then we want to do a show on the memory of Muhammad Ali. And I'm checking the information, Brother Che. You know, we won't have no problems, you know. Yeah, man, you know, yeah. He said that was Hoop Park back in the days. If you couldn't hoop, you could stay. Yeah, you know. And then on top of it as well, too, and they started to gentrify all of West Oakland. You see what I mean? Cutting down the trees. You know, they want to put in some more of them goddamn overpriced ass condominiums over there like they did over there in Frisco. And then, you know, you get a lot of these contents out of Frisco that go get these, not studio apartments, man, but what's the name of the apartment, Brother Che, where you got the living quarters on one side and you could run a business out of it on the other? Is it a loft? If I'm not mistaken, Brother Che. Brother Che. Earth calling Brother Che. Earth calling Brother Che.
He's calling you.
Oh, go ahead, Shwaka.
Yeah, okay. What do they call those apartments, right? Okay. You go up there, it's not a studio. It's
buffet.
They would a what?
A buffet.
A buffet?
Yeah.
Okay, no. It's close to it, man, but I do know because I've seen a couple of them on the inside where you got one side of it as the living quarters, then you got the other side of it, man, as your work quarters. And a whole lot of these internet businesses started off over in there. Yeah, a lot of them. And, you know, and then you get a lot of people off this internet, man, making money off of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally bullshit, you know?
Yep.
So we got to work that. Huh?
The next
topic. Okay, Cal Dog saying he put the Z signs up. Okay. So I think lofts. Thank you, Cal Dog. That's what they are, Brother Che. The lofts. Yeah, the lofts. You say that's what they were. Is because you remember, man, when I did the live feed, man, when we was with that other network from the MacArthur BART station where little Nia got murdered. Okay, they was building a great big ass loft, man, right across the street from there. You see, so they're knocking down a lot of these older buildings in West Oakland, man, and that's so they're putting it up. But do you know what's more economically blighted, man, that I don't see coming up? East Oakland.
Yeah.
Over there off of MacArthur and Bancroft. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Queen shooting exposes the pattern nobody wants to talk about. Okay. Okay. Now, what happened in Queens, Brother Che? They said so the suspect is on the run. Run, nigga, run. They said he might have they said he might have made it to Jamaica.
Yep, he might be in Montego Bay right now.
Okay, now what's this brother's story? Because he looks familiar.
We know about ism. And we had I don't hey, what's up, man? I'm here. I'm here. Shout out to everybody in here. First, I gotta thank everybody who's getting their tickets for the Memorial Weekend mic drop that's happening at the Hidden History Museum on May 23rd. It is going to be packed. People are buying tickets like crazy.
And I'm going to afford it like the plague.
Really, really excited about this event for some reason.
Out there in full force.
People are extra excited about this event. People are coming up to the museum buying tickets. People are very excited about this event. So that's a great thing. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Miss Sweets. So we're going to have a good time. I don't know if it's because we haven't had a comedy event there in a few months. I don't know, but people are very excited about it. So it's going to be popping. All right. So y'all get your tickets at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Yes, Hidden Color 6. That's going to pop off. That's going to be a monster this summer. By the way, guys, y'all can listen to my playbacks on the ISM Radio YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting a lot of the playbacks on the ISM Radio channel on YouTube. That's IZM Radio. IZM Radio. So y'all go to the ISM Radio YouTube channel and subscribe. I'll still put up some stuff on my regular channel, but I'm going to start putting a lot of the videos up on the ISM Radio channel, so y'all need to subscribe there. Yeah, we got to spark ISM back up. Yeah, that's been dormant for a while. I got to get that site back active because we got some great shows. There's a lot of new people here who don't even know about ISM. And we got an interview with Dame Dash on there, interview with Freeway Rick, interview with Chingy, interview with Nipsey Hussle. You know, one of the most popular interviews with Nipsey we did. A lot of people like that. So y'all got to get down with the ISM Radio channel. All right. Yeah, Ari Spears, that's right. We had a lot of people on ISM. ISM's the shit, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we had a great time doing ISM. Yeah, we got to do a reunion for ISM pretty soon. I've been talking to the girls about that, doing a reunion, because a lot of people have been asking about it. But anyway, you know what I want to talk about, family? I want to talk about that situation happening up there in New York with the that we talked about that a little bit when the 15-year-old child got unalived and pew-pewed at that park out there in Queens, New York. I think his name is Jaden Pierre. That's his name, Jaden Pierre. And unfortunately, he got unalived. They were at a park and he was kind of getting jumped by some other teens. And one of them pulled out a pew-pew and unalived that kid, which was horrible. Very, very horrible. And what I don't like is that, boy, people use that to denigrate Black society. Oh, people were having a field day. Oh, the Black community, look at what the Black community is reduced to. Oh, the Black community is horrible. Oh, the Black community has to do better. The Black community, it was just really digging in on the Black community. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that even early on. I said, first of all, the way this thing went down, this don't look like no FBA business right here. All right? This ain't FBA business. These are not foundational Black Americans. All this stuff that went down and the way it went down, that ain't us. And the fact that they couldn't find the suspect, it took them days, and they still haven't found him, but it took them just days to even ID him. They finally ID'd the suspect 3 or 4 days later. His name is Zaire Davis, 18-year-old kid, Zaire Davis from Brooklyn. They still haven't caught him because now they're saying that he might have fled the country and gone to Jamaica, which is most likely what he did. But family, this is why it's very important to delineate so you can understand how to crack certain cases. See, we have to look at everything in the totality and the reality of everything. And I knew something was off with this case. I said, wait, just the way it was done, just understanding how street logic works, that don't sound like somebody who's FBA would do nothing like that. You do a brazen unaliving in broad daylight in a crowded park? Come on now, you got to think like somebody on the streets. Just think like somebody on the streets. Because people do things when they think they can at least somehow get away with it. You understand? You do something that brazen, you know you got like some kind of an exit strategy. You know? See, you got to understand the logistics of international flight risks. See, lineage dictates mobility. See, when law enforcement treats a suspect like a strictly local individual, they lock down a local neighborhood. But if you understand a suspect has connections to undocumented underground sources that's off the grid, you'll look in other directions. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at international travel, look at passports, look at border checkpoints before the trail goes cold. You know what I'm saying? I knew this was some tether shit, to be honest. I knew it was tether shit. Yeah, they should have been looking at all them little underground immigrant networks. They should have been checking passports. They should have been looking at borders. That's what they should have been looking at. Because dude clearly had an exit strategy mentality. That was a bold unaliving in broad daylight at a park. You know, that's somebody who has an exit strategy in the back of their mind. They know that they're not permanently locked into this country. They can go run off somewhere. They got like a reckless sense of impunity. You know, they got a little geographical get out of jail free card. You know? Yeah, he's Caribbean. He's Jamaican. Yeah, the suspect is Jamaican. Yeah, the suspect is Jamaican. Yeah, we're not just saying stuff. This is what the news said. The news admitted this. I figured it out because when they gave his address, it was right next to a damn Jamaican restaurant in Brooklyn. Again, I said early on this was some tether shit. Even the images of him, he looked like a damn tether. So yeah, these guys, they got little underground off the grid networks. Yeah. Fleeing an unaliving charge, you got to have connections that can't be traced through traditional outlets, through traditional public transportation outlets. You know, a lot of suspects with these foreign ties, they got these little insulated underground undocumented individuals or these dual citizens within their little ethnic enclaves. See, these little networks, y'all got to understand, man, these little networks of these damn tethers, they're very damn dangerous. I ain't trying to smear people, but man, these people got underground drugs, money, underground undocumented cash, fake passports, fake degrees, fake IDs. They got like a whole little underground network of shit where they can move and shake under the radar off the grid because they're not supposed to be over here anyway. You understand? So yeah, they can get reckless and do a lot of high profile crimes and then slip back under the radar. This is why I tell people, man, a lot of the crimes that are done, a lot of this shit ain't done by us. A lot of these crimes are not done by us. You understand? That's why since we delineated, we've seen some of the stats for the crimes go down. Because now these people, when they commit these crimes, the stigma is supposed to be on them. The stigma is on them now. So a lot of them are kind of walking softly with all that reckless shit. But sometimes they'll pull a reckless move and then just bounce up out of here. Y'all remember when those dudes pulled that little stunt with Justice Smollett, those Nigerian dudes, they went back over to Nigeria. Y'all remember? Yeah, they went back over to Nigeria for a minute. Remember down in Texas, a FBA sister got unalived by this Nigerian trick? They never caught him. He bounced. He went back to Nigeria. Yeah? They never caught that dude. From what I understand, they never caught him. He just got the hell up out of here. Yeah, after unaliving an FBA sister. So we got to understand what's going on out here. See, they know there's jurisdictional red tape. They understand once they cross international waters, the local police department, all that, their hands are tied. The crime-solving process, it gets bogged down with international extradition treaties, bureaucratic red tape. So yeah, it's, they know what it is. But this is why delineation is very important, because people try to use these umbrella terms to make sure that we absorb the societal blowback, and that's why we're saying no. Whenever these crimes happen, they try to pull the black on black violence thing. No, and this suspect is somewhere safe in the Caribbean, while people are out here talking about black on black crime and we ain't shit. So we're not doing that. We don't want that stigma. We don't want people putting a negative stigma on us. That's why the tether class don't like us delineating, because we're bouncing that stigma right back on them. Yeah, just the way that crime was done. I'm like, we don't do shit like that. Yeah, we don't. That was real cowardly. That we don't do shit like that, to be honest. We just don't. I knew that wasn't us. We don't do shit like that. Not like that. Yeah. So, without delineation, a lot of foreign nationals, they can operate in our communities and extract resources and commit heinous crimes and then flee back home. And then we get lectured, us as foundational Black Americans, we got to do better. How come we ain't policing our own neighborhoods? And how come we get the damn stigma? I'm so cool on that. I'm so cool on that shit, dude. Y'all don't understand. I'm not absorbing no tether crimes.
I think it was last
at
week.
all. Oh yeah, I see what's happening in South Africa. Yeah, they smacking folks up. The four women over there, they're smacking them up. Yeah, man.
Last week or earlier this week.
Let me see, y'all. Let me see who we got in here. Y'all raise your hand. Let me get y'all in here. Let me talk to the family. All right. Yeah, let me talk to the family, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Y'all raise your hand if you want to get up, fam. Invite. Who we got? What's up, brother Leo? Let me see. T Hornet. Let's get T Hornet in here. Mr. T Hornet, hop on in, sir.
Hey, what's up, Tariq?
What's up, brother? How are you, sir?
Man, it's good to hear from you. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, man, check out my song on my page. It's called Demand and Respect. I mentioned FBA on the hook.
Oh, cool. It's a R&B song, rap song? What is it?
All rap song.
Oh, cool. I check that out, brother. I check that out. All right. Chicago in the building. All right. Let me see. All right. Let's get the family in here. So the Democrats are trying to use the Freedmen's Bureau. Yeah, no, I saw that. They're trying to use the Freedmen's Bureau and talk about how, that needs to be for immigrants. No, we're not going to let people use our history and our lineage to ignore us and put the cape on for all these other groups. Now, that is going to continue to be called out. EBZ, what's up, EBZ?
That's the dude on the picture, Jade and Pierre.
Hello?
What's up, EB?
Oh, okay.
Or Zaire.
Oh, what happened, EB?
Have you talked about that that Houston police officer?
Pierre's the one that got killed.
Yeah, I talked about that. That's going to be uploaded on the broadcast tomorrow. Yeah, I talked about that earlier today, and y'all can hear the playback in the morning. All right.
And they extradited
All
him back
right.
to us like he's
Let me see who we got.
gained yesterday. He faced
Okay, well, come on. Stop making requests. Who's this person?
assault.
All right. Well, these people are annoying as hell. Goodness gracious. All right.
Been on the 16th.
Darrell, then you just bring this Daryl or Darrell. This is clearly Rohan's account, man. Come on, man. All right, we don't want to do that. We're not doing that. Let's see. Let's get PJ. I'm gonna just get random people in here. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ, what's up, brother?
How you doing this evening, Tariq?
I'm good, Mr. PJ. How are you?
I'm doing well. Man, 2 points. One, you were funny as hell, brother.
They got him.
I try, brother.
Yeah,
I try.
the way you get on these tethers, I heard you tell one dude you gonna beat his ass with some old hyena bones. And then, man, the way and I'm not faulting you for this because it's funny as shit, but the way my city be catching smoke, I'm from Atlanta, born and raised from you. Man, you put up this picture on Twitter one day where this dude was bent over in the mirror and he had his gun between his legs, and you said that's how dudes from Atlanta be busting their gas.
I love Atlanta. I give Atlanta a hard time, but god damn, Atlanta be doing the most, man.
I know,
man.
All right, and that's the second point. We see just how powerful we are when we check out from the system. I mean, we see the tethers crashing out, and we see the Republicans are turning on themselves. It is just so interesting how much power we as foundational Black Americans hold.
Oh yeah.
And I know you've spoken on this before, but I have long since forgotten the point. How do you see these midterms going? Your prediction or your foresight on it?
Thank you, brother. It's going to be very interesting. Look, they're getting JD Vance together. You know, JD Vance, they're getting him together, and he got a good shot. The Democrats, I don't know what they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to really warm everybody up to Kamala again. That's what they're looking like. They don't really have anybody else. I don't know what they're going to try to do with Gavin Newsom. So it's Gavin Newsom or Kamala. It's the Democrats are struggling. This is why they got so many of their damn operatives coming around us, trying to shame us and troll at us 24 hours a day, because they need that voting block nice and generic. They need every single vote they can get. But the Democrats are messing up, dude. Right now, this is a renaissance. We're getting rid of the old way of doing business. We're just not going to be an exploited generic class that falls victim to benign neglect after we just support these people blindly. We're just not doing that. It's a new day. And them coming out talking sassy and all that, damn all that. So they got to come with it. Yeah. And the Democrats are being very disrespectful to us, to the Black grassroots. Yeah. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. Let me get some folks in here. Do we have any Democrats? I would like for some of the Democrats to come up and tell their strategies. They send y'all Democrat shills in here to troll nonstop and just to say a bunch of BS, but they can never come up here and make a coherent argument as to why people need to support them. Notice that. Notice the Democrats never come to us and tell us in a calm, respectful manner why we need to vote for them.
Right.
Have y'all noticed that?
Yep.
It's never, hey man, this is what you need to vote for, Black people, because we got a great plan. We got some great policies for you. It's always some old abusive, y'all better vote. You better vote. You MAGA? Are you stupid? You better, who else you gonna vote for? It's always some old hostile, disrespectful, shaming tactics. How dare y'all delineate? That sounds like some cult shit. It's all disrespect, and y'all wonder why you're losing? Yeah, trying to shame people into voting and scare them. That's not a good strategy. We're not falling for that no more. Yeah. They got this thing where we're supposed to be verbally abused all the damn time. That's what turned me off from them. I'm like, y'all not going to talk to me crazy? Damn that. They talk at us. We should have been calling that out a long damn time ago. You don't let people talk to you like that. And you ain't get nothing. That's the killing thing. We're getting talked to crazy and ain't even getting nothing. You know? This is why they don't want us to have ethnic pride. This is why the Democrats are so hell-bent on us delineating. They're the main opponents, which they can't do anything about it because it's already up. It's already done. But notice the main people hating on delineation are left-wing operatives. Why? Because that instills ethnic pride. They don't want that. And if you have ethnic pride, or any kind of pride, you don't let people talk to you any kind of way. You understand? When you got pride and you know who the hell you are,
He said he been
and you standing on lineage business and you got respect for your ancestors, you're not going to let people talk to you funky.
alone.
Yeah? Especially tethers. No. No, you're going to check that ass, which is what's been happening. These folks have been getting checked, and they're not used to getting checked by us. They're used to talking that bullshit, and we're just sitting there, oh, don't say that now. We all in it together. No, we're checking everybody. The minute people talk crazy about us, that ass is getting slammed on. You getting checked. And they don't like that. Yeah? Because they ain't used to it. Well, you better get used to it. You better thank a union member, as Kamala said. It's a new day. All that talking crazy. Yeah, I personally don't play that game. Whenever I see some tethers or hear some tethers talking crazy, it's up. It's on. It's like when Myron Gaines and all those guys, that infamous space I went in there by myself and lit their asses up. They've been embarrassed about that ever since. They're embarrassed to this day about that. It was Myron, it was all of them in there. Myron, Sneeko, all them old anti-Black tethers who come up denigrating us by hanging out with these alt-right types. Boy, I caught them in a room one time and they were denigrating our lineage. I went in there and lit their asses up for about 2 hours. They're mad to this day about that. I don't play that at all. I bet not find nobody saying nothing about foundational Black Americans at all. I don't play that shit whatsoever. They better not say nothing crazy about no foundational Black Americans around me. Yeah? They don't do it either. The audio, can y'all hear me good? Yeah, some of these people who do these podcasts and stuff who kind of take little jabs at foundational Black Americans and take jabs at our lineage. Y'all see when I go on their podcast, boy, the energy is different. They don't do that shit in front of me at all. They know not to do that shit in front of me when I'm there. Yeah? Yeah, I'm not playing with folks like that. Man. You know, our people went through too much, dude. You're not, I'm not letting nobody, no tethers. As much as my family went through, shit, my direct family, my family's from Alabama, dude. You know, on both sides. People from Birmingham,
hope you ain't related to me.
County, Selma area.
He might be.
Yeah, my family's at the heart of the damn civil rights South. You think? So this shit is real. You're not going to disrespect them at all. You feel me? Yeah, I'm standing up for our damn ancestors. Shit, at least if you don't stand up for them, who the hell are you going to stand up for? You got to respect your ancestors and make sure people respect them, and not just
I've
ancestors.
been doing it close to 50
people from there
years.
still alive. My mom and dad's still here. You know? It's gonna be some respect. I ain't letting no damn tethers disrespect my folks. Nigga, I knew A.G. Gaston and people like that, some of these civil rights icons who paved the way for people to come over here and live good and eat good and thrive. And people gonna come over here and call us names? Fuck out of here. You feel me? So yeah, I don't give a damn about tethers running around. Xenophobic. Xenophobic. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's gonna be some respect first. I don't give a shit about that. It's gonna be respect. For real, for real. Yeah. Man. Whoopi, what's say Whoopi? Who, Whoopi Goldberg? How's she not a fan? She's a foundational Black American. Whoopi Goldberg is a foundational Black American, Benji.
Man, Whoopi
Whoopi is foundational Black American.
Bitch.
You know, whether she likes it or not, I haven't heard her say anything crazy. Benji, hop on, Benji, real quick. Man, y'all raise your hand. Let me get y'all in here. What did Whoopi say? What's his name? David, that guy, that singer, rapper, whatever his name is. He got arrested for unaliving old girl. What's your name, brother? Who hates me? Queso? Who? Queso. Well, who's Queso? I don't know who that is. All right. Is it D4? What's his name? Hold on. What's up, Ant-Man?
What's up, brother? Blessings. Man, it's a whole bunch of Democrats that just talk reckless about you, bro. And I'm like, and they're on the Democratic side. They talk so just talk like we're victims in America in 2026. But all they do is bring your name in a conversation. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't understand this shit, bro. How Black people still stuck on this plantation shit, bro.
Now, who is Queso?
Queso, he's a Democratic. He hosts panels, but it's always reckless. He's just always demeaning the Black man in FBA.
Oh, it's a Democrat shield. Somebody said he's a Democrat shield. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of him. There's so many. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of them. Thank you, brother. They feel powerless right now. Yeah, I don't even know these people. Somebody like, y'all be telling me such and such said something. You know what? I don't even care. You know why? Because they're not effective. See, let me explain something to you guys. When they bring my name up, they're using me as a proxy. All right? They're really attacking you. They're just using me as a proxy. I don't know none of these people. All right? So it'll look funny if they just attack the lineage straight up, which is what they want to do. I want y'all to understand this. They want to attack the lineage, but if they do that, that's going to confirm everything that we've said. So they have to do that whole pretend that I'm the leader, some shit, which they know is horse crap. It's just a proxy. They use me as a proxy to attack the lineage. That's all that is. You see? Because this delineation movement is whooping them in the ass because they can't do anything about it. Because this is a leaderless movement. That's what makes it so powerful. It's completely leaderless and everybody's just getting on code through osmosis based on their lineage. That's why they keep trying to Africanize you. You understand? They keep trying to Africanize you. Yeah? Because they don't want you looking at your own lineage. Every time you talk about your lineage, they always got to change the subject. Well, Tyreek trademarked them. Well, we all African. Well, y'all saying y'all indigenous. It's always playing dumb. All right? It's always playing dumb. So yeah, they're doing a lot of shadow boxing. You know? Oh yes, I've always said it's a spiritual vibe. It's a spiritual thing that's happening. Us delineating is spiritual because we tapped into that ancestral energy, respecting those ancestors. When you respect your ancestors and properly name them and properly acknowledge them, That activates the energy. That's what we've done. That's why there's been a sense of protection over us. It's deep. It's real deep. But yeah, them bringing my name up, that's just, they're shadow boxing. You know, that's a desperation plea because it clearly don't work, whining about me. Yeah, all you tethers whining about me, how's that working? It's not going to work whining about me because I'm not the leader of anybody and I've never claimed to be. You can't externally make somebody the leader of a phantom organization that don't exist. You sound and look crazy. That's why people are delineating more. People know what a foundational Black American is. They know its lineage, and it's recognized and respected as a lineage. Nobody recognizes a damn phantom organization where there's a leader and charter members and sign up. No, that shit don't exist. And nobody recognizes that. People see you're lying when you say anything remotely revolving around a group. They know you're lying, and that makes people want to delineate even more. That's the spiritual greatness of it. The more people push back against it and lie, the more people recognize the need to delineate. You see?
Tonight, root work tonight, root work tonight, root work tonight.
All right, Shabaka, what are your thoughts on the Queen shoot?
Okay, well, you know, I'm sorry to see it happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And it's just bad, man. You know, it's just bad.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard me, but they caught the dude. The dude did
go okay.
They're extraditing him back to the U.S. now, or they did yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, he's through.
He's going to be facing second-degree murder charges.
Okay. And they might hit him with probably, well, second degree. Yeah. They might flip it to murder one and give him the death penalty because he fled, you see. Okay, Cow Dog says Whoopi flipped the script when she left San Francisco back in the days. She's from San Francisco, Cow Dog?
Yeah.
Breeze. I didn't know she was from SF. Yeah, Breeze is right here.
Salute, Breeze.
Yep. And then maybe Breeze can come on, man, and take over where I'm about to drop off at, man, in about, 12 minutes,
You're going to listen to Afroman running for president.
Oh, I got to see that. Is that him right there, man, with that bullshit on the right?
Yeah, that's him in the American flag drip. Yep. Salute, Breeze.
Damn.
All right,
damn.
so
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if he fuck around and make it, Brother Che, because after this dumpster, man, you know what I'm saying? He can't be no worse, man. You know what I'm saying?
So he's gonna run as a Libertarian in 2028. And this cracker from Reason interviewed him. At that interview.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. But see, like I said all along,
people might think about me being the president, and they might roll their eyes and think that's the most absurd thing. However, I believe I can unite America. We was united when I was celebrating freedom of speech. I had Republicans jumping with me. I had Democrats jumping with me. I had Libertarians jumping with me.
I think the Libertarians would probably be very excited to have you on the ticket.
I was in Cracker Barrel today,
and
there was a line
question.
of
How does it feel about reparations?
White-haired ladies wanting me to sign their lemon pound cake. They see the American suit, the American glasses, the fur coat.
I want to be a part of that party. There's something fun going on, and I want to be in that room.
In August of 2022, the Adams County Sheriff's Office of Ohio received a tip that Joseph Foreman, aka the rapper Afroman, was engaged in drug trafficking and kidnapping. Police officers broke down the gate to his property and the door to his home, totaling $20,000 in damages, and seized cash he had on hand, which was later returned, though not in full. They found no evidence of criminal activity and no charges were made, but they left him with the bill and broken door. Afroman responded by making an album called Lemon Pound Cake, in which he ruthlessly made fun of the involved police officers set to his music and footage of the raid from security cams. The police subsequently sued Afroman for millions of dollars in court for defamation, emotional damages, loss of reputation, and violation of privacy. On March 18th, a jury returned a full verdict in favor of Afroman. Publicity from the trial increased Afroman's streaming by 500% and made him a free speech icon.
We did it, America! Yeah, we did it! Freedom of speech!
Hey, Afroman, good to have you on.
Yes, sir. Good to be on. Good to be on.
Okay, so I've been watching bits of the trial. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank
I've been
you.
watching bits of the trial, and it seems like the whole thing got out of hand multiple times. So I'm curious, if I think you've kidnapped somebody and I break into your house, but I apologize and I fix the door, would we be okay? Where is the bright line with the cop? What could they have done to make the situation okay?
Treated me like an American citizen. You know, I'm a black man in America, and a lot of times another black man is doing something wrong, possibly, and a cop may get me and him confused. So he may put me through some unfair treatment, let's say. But once they find the other guy or realize I'm not that guy, an apology is the first humane step. It's okay to make mistakes in this lifetime. It's not okay to not apologize for making those mistakes. They put erasers on the end of pencils because they expect you to make mistakes. I expect a human being to make a mistake. But when a human being know they made a mistake and they're unapologetic and they're arrogant about it, then that takes you down a whole, another road. It's a whole different feeling toward a person that's not apologetic about the wrong they have done.
So how much of the album that you made was to try to recoup monetary damages for the gate and for having cash seized versus just being angry at how you were treated and the attitude they had when they did it?
Well, it was all for the same purpose. It was all for one. I got freedom of speech, so I'd say whatever I wanted to say about the cop and make it funny and entertaining. At the same time, I was selling this, and it was about them. It was inspired by them, and it was a way that I could monitor the financial progress I was making off of their inspiration.
So they break down your door. They seize some of your assets. It causes like $20,000 worth of damages. That's what I've heard. You do your album, but they end up suing you. What were they suing you for? What was their claim?
Several things I may or may not remember. I'll name as many as I can. Humiliation, emotional distress, loss of reputation, and there were like 7 or 8 more titles like that.
I'm not an attorney, even though I sometimes dress like one. So it wasn't just straight up like defamation and libel. It was like emotional damages, and I feel bad. I'm embarrassed. Like that was the bulk of it.
Yeah, they had all kinds of stuff. They had emotional distress. They had humiliation, loss of reputation, defamation of character, and it was a few more that I can't quite remember.
Most of them seem like they'd be very easily dismissed. We can go into some of the other specifics. Like 1 or 2 of them, I'm like, that's a serious accusation. But like calling somebody Beetle Bailey or Gomer Pyle or whatever, like that's obviously non-factual opinion. Like, why do you think that they thought this would work? I would assume the threshold for this is so high that it was very unlikely they'd pull it off.
Yes. I believe they live in a small world. being government officials, they control that small world. The police department is inside of the courthouse. They all meet up at the snack machine and laugh, and they got ongoing relationships with each other. They are accustomed to bullying the civilians of Adams County. They are accustomed to influencing the jury with intimidation, or, just, the whole, the police are always right every single time under every single circumstance. They are accustomed to those types of people. So they figured that they could violate me and then sue me and then win. I think they're very small and they're accustomed to getting their way in that little county.
All right. So when the trial concluded, I've seen photos of you coming out. You're resplendent. You're wearing your American flag suit. I think maybe you even had a white coat, but you look like you're thrilled. You're happy. This is a victory for freedom of speech. What did they look like? Like, what was their reaction? Did you get to see the expression on their faces?
You know what? There's a side of me that's a sport. And after basketball games, I was taught to shake people's hands. I know they didn't want to shake my hand. I held the bathroom door open for their lawyer. He didn't say thank you or nothing. He whisked by me. And I picked up on the fact that he was a poor sport. And they're all poor sports. I couldn't be one like them. After I won, I didn't look at him. I bowed my head and I thank God that he didn't let them take my money from me. I told God that I thought what I did was my best case scenario, financial, peaceful solution. And I didn't look at him. I didn't want to be that type of dude. And I know I should have. In the carnal realm, to the average human being, I should have been like, But I know I come off as a dirty rapper and I don't come off as a gentleman in a sport, but I thought it would be unsportsmanlike to look at them and intimidate them.
Yeah, to gloat. I think that's a very honorable position. You got what you wanted, and don't be the bigger man. I really like that.
Yeah, they say kick a man while he's down.
I don't know why he was holding it.
I wanted to be classy. I try to be a classy person, whether people know it or believe it or not. Like, I try to be a classy guy. I try to be a gentleman. And I didn't think it was classy, sportsmanlike, or gentlemanlike to stare them down or to look at them and to, do them like they would have done me. I think they're unsportsmanlike. I think they're unclassy. So I didn't want to match them. Right. To a certain degree. Yes, sir.
Well, can we go over some of the accusations you have? So, they broke down your door. It probably freaked your kids out. I believe they were there. They took money, but they didn't give all of it back. These are very serious things. Makes total sense that you'd want restitution and an apology.
I was trying to figure out who were the people walking around in my house. Right. So with my camera, I zoomed in on their faces and I took snapshots. Good. I posted the snapshots on the internet and people began telling me who those people were. When I posted Brian Newland's face, his brother, William Newland, is a convicted pedophile that got fired from the People's Police Department. It's a town, it's in Adams County also. It's a town, there's like 4 or 5 towns in Adams County. It's 4 or 5 little towns. So, his brother is a pedophile, convicted, registered sex offender. So, all that stuff, birds of a feather flock together, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Here again, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of man is walking around in my house stealing my money reading my bank statements.
I watched your album on YouTube, and I just, saw bits
That's
and
called
pieces.
robbery,
and so I had
sir.
sort of thought it was just you're making fun of him in general. He looked like a pedo or something like
Every
that.
time it would come up, the judge would magically jump in the conversation and save him. If you go back and watch the court footage, every time my attorney is about to say, hey, you don't know your brother's a pedophile, this, that, the judge would jump in and save him. He'd sit there with that little smirk on his face.
You talk about them being crooked cops multiple times. Is it? I read that they took $4,000 from you. They returned $3,600. Is it the $400 that we're missing? That's why you call them crooked, or is there more to it?
There's more to it now. It hit me. It didn't hit me till I was on the stand that I actually had $5,000 in my pocket, and I never spent none of that money because I forgot it was in there. You see what I'm saying? Like, when they handed it to me at the Red Rocks, I took it and I put it in my pocket. I got drunk and had a good time, and I forgot it was there. Now, they reported $4,600. They said they found $4,600, right?
Uh-huh.
Then they said $400 from the 46 came up missing. Are you still with me?
Yes. So you have 5,000.
I
they
got
claimed there's
5,000.
4,600, and they lost an additional 400. So there's 800. You're out.
800. They actually stole 800. I thought it was 400. And this whole time, they admitted to coming up missing 400, but I remembered I had $5,000 in my pocket. So now I'm knowing not only did he take the 400 that the sheriff said they had, he took that invisible 400 that I had in my pocket because it was $5,000. So they said they got 4,600. They didn't pay me 4,600 at Red Rocks. They paid me 5,000. So before he sealed the bank, he took 400, and then he must have took 800 and wrote 46 on there because 400 was missing from what they said they had. And I know I got 5,000, so I'm gonna put another 400 on top of the 400 that they didn't know was missing and all that. So it was actually $800 he took from me. Yes, sir.
Yeah. No. I'm
at the end of my investigation, that's what I realized he took.
Wait, dumb question. If they lose if I got a hold of your wallet or something, right? And I called you and I was like, hey, Afroman, I got your wallet. Oh, I lost $20. I would give you 20 of my dollars to make up. It's not like the bills themselves are nostalgic. It's the subtotal, right? So do they just literally say we lost the 400? We can't do anything about it?
No, they're just tapping into. They're just playing dumb. They're just looking up in the air, acting like I don't exist. They still owe me right now. They haven't given me my $400 yet. And the judge, jackass Jonathan, he's making me pay half of the court costs.
Can he hold you in contempt of court for calling him a jackass, or is that just when you're in court that they can do that? I don't know.
Contempt of court I have freedom of speech. I'm allowed to ridicule and criticize public officials.
Makes sense to me. I mean, that is kind of the point of your case, right? Like this
Yes.
was all on First Amendment grounds from your perspective and from the case that your attorney pushed, yeah?
Yes, we the people, the government is for the people, by the people. The people supervise the government.
Right.
I am the government supervisor. I have the right to critique my government, my employees.
Right. Yeah. Do you think this is going to be emboldening for people in terms of free speech in general? Do you think this is going to have positive impact beyond your own life?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But, it's nothing that I gave the people. It was something that the founding fathers of America gave the people hundreds of years ago. I just microwaved it and reinstated it. You know what I mean? Just reminded people about it. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything about your trial that people don't understand? Everybody's celebrating this. Everybody loves you. You've become a national icon, and everybody loves Afroman. But we're all getting bits and pieces. Is there some part of the story that we're not getting correct that you want to set straight?
I don't think so. I think everybody get it. The police raided my house, didn't find nothing, was sarcastic, honorary, and unapologetic about the damages they did. I did the most peaceful, positive thing I could do, made songs about them to raise money for the damages they caused. They had the arrogance and the audacity to try to sue me. I told them that I had freedom of speech. They lost.
Yep.
Beautiful story. Beautiful American story. Beautiful American story.
Yeah.
100%. Can I ask you a couple questions about the album, like not the trial itself?
Yes,
So I went through the album in preparation for this. It looks to me like you had two parts to it. There was probably you were working on something prior to getting your house broken into and all of that, and then you had the other stuff. So like Sign My Titties, Wet Tight Energy, and HAD Hard Ass Dick. I watched that and I'm like, are there really ladies hanging around your house all the time, or is that just a persona thing?
A little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes girls. So I got some girlfriends. Sometimes they come over. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes there's nobody.
Oh, Michael, I didn't see.
Are you married?
I am not.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you could like have like ladies just come hang out with you and have that kind of cool like hot person party lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Crow.
Okay. All right. Did you run for president in 2024? Did I miss that? Like you filed?
Yes. 2020 My slogan was "Weed shall overcome." My main platform was medical cannabis, and I wanted to get it recreational in all 50 states in America.
I think that would be a very winning strategy. Are you going to run again next time?
I'm getting some good vibes. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to everybody. If I can help my country and America feels like I can help my country, I'll step up and do the best I can. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to some more people and see if I can help.
I think you should, man. Easiest to get on the ballot in Louisiana. If you wanted to go down there, you could do that. Here's what I'm thinking. You could reconstitute the Whig Party. Like that has name recognition. It kind of fits in with the Afro and get on the ballot. Or if you ran in Maine, if you got on the ballot up there, they do individual electoral votes. So you could come in third place and get electoral votes. There's also a very small chance if there was a deadlocked election that Congress could elect you. So there's a non-zero chance. I don't know. I think it's worth considering.
Yes, sir. I sure will. I will consider.
If you do run again, would it be weed legalization? Would you also want to get into police reform? What kind of stuff would you want to have in your platform?
I'm gonna deal a whole lot more with freedom of speech, corruption in the government. I want a smaller government. I want to get crooked judges and police officers out of the government. I want better character people. I want people with integrity. And what I think the definition of integrity is the desire and ability to do right without someone having to tell you or supervise you or make you to do right. You want to do right just because it's right. Like, I didn't want to stare them cops down after I won. My integrity didn't want me to it wasn't right. They say don't kick a man when he's down. So even though the man that's down might kick me when I'm down, my integrity tells me not to do it when he's down.
If you end up running on legalizing weed, getting rid of corruption, and pro-free speech, like probably have my vote. I think there's a lot of people that would very much resonate with that message.
Hey man, I'm not a scholar on paperwork, but I think this world is missing common sense. Yeah. And I'll bring it back. Everything will be all right. People might think about me being the president. They might roll their eyes and think that's the most absurd thing. However, if I was, whatever, everything would be all right. I would calm all this craziness down. And I believe I can unite America. I've been in every circle. Circles that you might feel I shouldn't be in. I realize that we're not as different as we think we are. And just with that knowledge, I believe that I know how to move in a way that will unite us. We was united when I was celebrating freedom of speech.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin.
I had Republicans jumping with me. I had Democrats jumping with me. I had Libertarians jumping with me. I had white people. I had country hillbillies with long beards and overalls jumping with me. I had, you know, saying some thugs jumping with me. I believe I can unite America. I love everybody, and a lot of people love me. You know. Of course, everybody ain't gonna love everybody, but I believe I can unify the country, get the patriotism going again, get the spirit going again, and bring us all together.
I agree, man. Look at you, like you're wearing an American flag suit, like you love America, and like I look at you every time I see a photo of you. I'm like, it's like a fun patriotic joy. It's like you're enjoying America, you're enjoying free speech. It's like I want to be a part of that party. There's something fun going on, and I want to be in that room.
Hey man, well come on with me, man. Let's be family. And this is home. And when a place is home, you want to make it the best because that's where you're spending the most of your time. I had some guys tell me to go back to Africa, and I never been there, and I thought about it real hard.
You were the entertainment.
I can't. I'm not. It's like you wouldn't take a lion in the zoo and put him back in the Serengeti. And I'm not saying I'm of African descent, but I'm not from over there. I am an American. I'm more American than whoever you think American is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like that. And yeah, this is home. And so when this is home, you want to fix up home and make home comfortable.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I love most about our country that I'm very proud about is that you and me are 100% American. There's no seniority present here. It's a civic identity. If somebody becomes an American citizen, they're 100% American. It's not an ethno state. It's not by blood. It's by ideas like freedom of speech, the thing that you've been promulgating, like liberty. Those are the things that make us American. It doesn't have anything to do with ethnicity. And that's very different than in a lot of other countries. And it's part of what makes America really cool and really great.
Yes. Right on. That's, there's different opinions about America in America, but that rebranding is the key piece. Liberty and justice for all. So we got to make the country live up to that,
Keep me on the short list for ambassador. I feel like I'd be a very good spokesman for you. I feel like I'd be a good I've got middle American game show host energy that could complement what you're doing, and I could I'm with you on all of this. This sounds all really good. And give some thought. I don't know. You said you don't like filling out paperwork. I think the Libertarians would probably be very excited to have you on the ticket, and then you'd be in 48 states. So I don't know. Keep it in your back pocket.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Couple more questions before we sign off. I know you prior to this. I knew you as the Before I Got High guy, which I heard back in high school. Are you pressured to be high? Do you feel like people want you to be high, or how do you navigate with that?
Oh yeah, somebody. Yeah. People always want to smoke joints with me, and they want to pass one with me. They want to take a picture with me in a joint. I sung about getting high, so everybody. I'm a tourist attraction. I'm a marijuana tourist attraction. When they see me, they want to.
Wait, you know what? I'm going to go back to the president thing. If you run for president, who would be your running mate?
Yeah, I thought about Flavor Flav.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Dude, I know he's a smart dude. He's like one of these dudes you think you're dumb, but they're really smart. You know what I mean?
I bet he's very entrepreneurial. I bet he's made a lot of money.
He is not no fool. He plays the piano like Liberace. I don't even know.
Really?
If people know. Yeah. Like people don't know. He will sit down and crack his knuckles and play like elegant piano.
If you ran with Flavor Flav, that'd be a lot of earned media attention too. I don't know. I think you got a great start, man. I was going to suggest Dolly Parton, But I feel like you've already got like, because truly, you and Dolly Parton would unite America. If you and Dolly Parton, president, vice president, like everybody would, there's no one that would dislike that. It would be great.
I will reach out to, will you please help me reach out to her?
Hey, I'll work on it, dude.
And
Put
let
me on
her
your
know
campaign.
that I was just playing in that rap song where I said those things. But I was just trying to be cool and let her and tell her I apologize and tell her to call me and let's unite America.
Afroman, I am on this. I am a good hostage negotiator type personality. I'm going to go and smooth all this out. I can turn down the temperature. It's going to be great. Don't worry about this. I got this covered. Okay. Well, before we wrap up, what's next for you? I feel like you've had multiple legs of your career, and this is sort of an unexpected meteoric second rise. Like I know you never went away, but like it's changed the game and accelerated it. So what happens next? What's the next few years look like before you get into the White House?
Official freedom of speech clothing, a lemon pound cake line, movies, documentaries, and then just enjoying the success of the music and the videos that I've already written.
Because you perform a lot, don't you? You're on the road like 250 days a year or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I would imagine that this just either you've got more gigs or you've got more people in the gigs from all of this.
Yes. I booked these shows pre-trial, and after now these poor little clubs are getting just like holy, whatever, they're getting overran and everything because we got this big surge of people we wasn't expecting that yet. Normally I pull 200-300 people out, and so now there's like 2015, like hey yo, it's crazy, but it's a beautiful thing.
No, that's great. I'm very excited for you because you've already had a couple of very large moments in your career, and I don't know where you are, whether it was steady incline or plateau or what, but for that to suddenly, like from all of this, for that to result in you becoming a national icon and just like turbocharging your music must be an incredible thing.
Oh man, I feel like Tina Turner. Just when everybody thought it was over, here I go. Hey, what's love got to do? And now what I like is I'm 50 years old. I tell a 25-year-old I've been you twice, and this time around I'm gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? So everything I messed up at 20 and 25, God has given me the opportunity to do it again, and this time do it with some sense. So like when I blew up with Because I Got High was an audio file. I got popular with an audio file. People knew the song, but they didn't know me. Marijuana is bigger than my song. My song was bigger than Afroman. In that, so bam, bam, bam. And people was just in love with a sound wave. They didn't know where that sound wave was coming from. But the sound wave, that was my first popularity. But this time, technology was all in this new viral comeback. People are in love with more than just a sound wave. They got the visual. They see the American suit, the American glasses, the fur coat, the whole court trial, the cops crying on the stand, the dude that don't know if I humped his wife a lot in real time. Like, this is so much bigger than that one little audio file I had. Like, I am so much. I was in Cracker Barrel today, and there was a line of shivering, silver white-haired ladies knowing me, wanting me to sign their lemon pound cake, pictures. And I'm at Cracker Barrel, like, man, everybody knows me now. Because, like, when I first came out, only a fraction of humanity listens to hip-hop. Then, only a fraction of hip-hop listens to Afroman's hip-hop. So I was only so big. I'm bigger than hip-hop right now. I'm bigger than music. I'm bigger than politics. This is big. This is a whole. So this is great. This is great. And it's like It's like Deion Sanders catching the ball and running it all the way back. Deion Sanders didn't get lucky and just intercept the ball and high step it all the way down the field. He had to work hard to get in a position to intercept the ball and high step down the field. I had to work hard to get in a position to go viral.
Hey, I'm going to pat you on the back. And I'm not just saying this because I'm your future Secretary of Agriculture. I'm merely saying this as your friend. I think you did work very hard at it. It's great that this worked out for you. And on top of that, you've put yourself in a position where you can capitalize on it. It sounds like the first go round you weren't. Like you had a viral moment in an audio form, but there was no way to really funnel that. Like when I lived in New York, there was Pizza Rat. The guy that like took the photo was a comedian. He didn't have any way to make it into a thing. But you had a net ready for when all of this fell out of the sky because you've been working on that net for 20 years. And like, congrats, enjoy the windfall.
Thank you. Thank you. Blessing in disguise from God. The Lord works in mysterious ways. This is the hand I was dealt. When you play chess with a guy, you can't tell him what pieces to move. He's gonna move the piece that does the most damage to you. Stupid. So life dealt me a hand and I played it the best I could. And this is to watch it all come out like that. It's heartwarming, and I'm happy and I'm grateful to God because I think this is too good to be true. He had to have something to do with this.
So we'll wrap up here, Afroman. In the year of our Lord 2026, a lot of people are stressed and worried about the state of the country and the future of the country. I feel like you are a unifying figure and just kind of a presence of joy and celebration. So for people that are worried about America or worried about our future, what would you tell them?
Every day we wake up is a good day to start doing everything right. You could have done everything wrong all your life, but you can wake up today, take a deep breath, and figure out how to do things right.
Wow, man, love it.
I believe we should manufacture a lot of things we use. I believe we should employ each other. I believe we should nurture our economy and nurture America. Yeah. And I believe that if we stop worrying about a lot of stuff abroad and we focused on home, we'd make it better.
Hey, man, that sounds great. Make America better. Let's focus on home. Free speech, criminal reform, get out the crooks, quit bombing other countries, and then maybe make me Secretary of the Interior. We'll see. I feel like this is all coming together.
It is, brother. It is. It is.
All right. Thank you very much, Afroman. Travel safe and break your leg at your next gig.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Lord have mercy. All right, so Afroman is going to be running for president in 2028, yo. As a Libertarian. We'll keep you posted. I don't know if he supports lineage cash payment reparations. I would assume he would, but I'm not subscribing to the stool. What the hell? All right, so the last topic is our sister Danny C. Our sister Danny C is running for mayor of Chicago. Yes, sir. So this is from Danny C. being on Fox News. From Chicago Flips Red. She announced on Fox News that she's going to be running for mayor of Chicago. So great news, great news. Shout out to our sister Danny C.
Anybody who crossed over here illegally, I'm vetted. I don't want anybody who crossed over here illegally, I'm vetted. I don't want them in my communities. The Democratic Party is so far from reality. They go in their gated communities. I don't see any of those people that's advocating to keep these people here. I don't see them in their house and their communities.
Well, that is our next guest, calling out sanctuary and immigration policies during testimony before Congress yesterday. So let's bring her in. Danielle Carter-Walters. She is the vice president of Chicago Flips red. And yes, that is what it means. Danielle, thanks for joining us here in studio. And you were fired up. You came with a message, not just for Congress, specifically, I think, for Democrats who sort of stand in the way of this administration trying to carry out its immigration policies. What were you so passionate about? What was the message you really wanted lawmakers to hear yesterday?
Yes, for far so long, we have allowed people who their reality is so far from our reality to tell our story. And our voice has been silenced. So I wanted to tell the story of what's really happening in my community, in our community, in most of the sanctuary cities. I wanted to be able to tell that story because and show how the Democratic Party policies are destroying and killing our community. And so long we allow Jasmine Crockett and we allow Al Sharpton to tell these false narratives about what's going on. And they don't even live in our communities. They stay in those gated communities and they don't have to deal with what we have to deal with on the ground level. And so I was so passionate about that because Brandon Johnson, they always try to silence our voice when we come down there. They do a lot of things.
Why do they try to silence you?
Because the truth is coming out. We are showing about how devastating the migrant or illegal alien crisis have been in our community because they come in and they bring, I believe it's 70,000, they say 51,000, but they bring them here unvetted. And let me say this, because sometimes it seems like people will say, you hate the immigrant community. No, I don't. Only thing I say is when you do things, you have to do things in decent and in order. It's a way you have to do things. We as American citizens, if we break the law, guess what? They're going to take us to jail. And if I have my kid with me, guess what's going to happen? My kid is going to go to DCFS or wherever they go to. They're going to separate me and my kid. I'm going to go to jail and my kid is going to go to foster home.
We know you love that city. Born and bred, I know you have a ton of family there, so this is very important to you. And we know that you're going to be an outspoken voice on behalf of your city. Thanks for visiting Washington and letting those lawmakers know the reality.
Yes. Yeah. Can I say this?
Sure.
We demand a forensic audit of how our taxpayer dollars was spent on that migrant crisis.
Well, maybe Elon Musk is listening.
Thank you.
Give you one. All right, Danielle, thanks for joining us.
Common sense for Chicago 2027. All right, so Sister Danny C or Danielle Carter-Walters, is running for mayor of Chicago in 2027. Dawir. Yep, Danielle Carter. Yes. Lock them up and refer them to the feds, right? I just bet my socks. Danielle Carter-Walters. Yeah. All right, y'all. So that's all I have for y'all for this episode of Front Line Blacc News. So this is going to conclude season 6. Episode 23, part 1 of the Front Line Blacc News. Join us later on today for part 2. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe to all of our platforms. Front Line Blacc News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook. And it's the Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter. So peace, love, light, reparations, delineations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Chain criminal signing up for the mile high income and illegal migrant flooded city and the sun downtown, known as Aurora, Colorado. Appreciate Caldor for coming through. Appreciate Crew for coming through. Shout out to Breeze for coming through. Shout out to Michael for coming through. And I think that was it. Shabaka, always. I think that's it. Yeah, because, DSB came through. Shout out to DSB. Shout out to Val Hawkins for coming through. Shout out to Kahari for coming through. And yeah, anybody that was speaking and not speaking. And anybody that will listen to the replay. So I'll see y'all later for Frontline Black News. Season 6, episode 23, part 2. Okay, crew, I'll check my X messages. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.